Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. The Wim Dog joining you as we are live on our YouTube page for Rapids Radio with our pregame, as we're not quite official on the radio just yet on KOZY 1320 AM 93.1 FM, but we will be very, very shortly. But we want to remind you that our pregame for our YouTube channel, and as we have this stream of Grand Rapids football versus Rockridge, is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And Jim, the last time I think we called the game together, was there still snow on the ground?
I believe there was, yeah. We were down at State watching the Thunderhawks.
Oh, there was some rain. There was some rain down there and stuff. Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Watching the Thunderhawk girls down at State, and, unfortunately they didn't quite have the success they were looking for, but yeah, we had a good season last year. A lot of fun calling those basketball games. And
here we are in our first game, my first game actually, doing here at Grand Rapids, the home game. Of course, I was on the road at Duluth-Denfeld last week. Of course, we got to thank Art Schoonmaker and his color commentator, Joe, for coming out and handling that first home game, as I was actually in Deer River. David Moody is back on the Deer River call tonight, though. That is on 96.9 KMFY, and we do have GNK as they're facing Aiken. They are on the road. Dan Ragoni, one of our new guys, is out with the legendary Tom Downing going to Aiken to do that game. And our first football game together here at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, Jim, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, what a beautiful evening for football as well, and great view from up here to see the game, and looking forward to watching the GR versus RR here tonight.
It is a beautiful night for football. The captains are actually on the field, and Super Joe back in studio. He's kind of counting us down on the radio as we're going to get this all synced up and ready to go for you here for some Grand Rapids football home game. Grand Rapids coming in against Rockridge, and we'll have that for you here momentarily. We're going to just get a little quiet for a moment. We're going to watch the captains come out here on the field, and we're going to get our radio call going, and we'll have that all synced up here on our YouTube stream as well. And welcome to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside the Wim Dog, Jim Wimmer, as we are getting ready for Grand Rapids football versus Rockridge. The captains are at midfield right on the middle of the Thunderhawk at the 50-yard line, and we'll have some more information on who's going to kick, who's going to receive all that. Rockridge is to our left, and they are lined up on the 20-yard line, and the Thunderhawks have yet to come out here on the field and get ready to go. The cheerleaders just to our left. The crowd's filling up here, Jim. It's going to be a good night for football.
Yeah, it sure is. Unfortunately, the band's not here tonight. I was looking forward to seeing the field show.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're in Wisconsin at a competition, so I'll have to catch the band the next time.
As we will be here for every Grand Rapids Thunderhawks home game. I know Jim Wimmer is going to be joining me as we are streaming live on our YouTube page for Rapids Radio as well. And this is your pregame show brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. So you can check that out by going to our YouTube page, and we'll have the stream for you, as well as right here on KOZY. Again, Marcus Lind, Jim Wimmer, as we were just referencing on our other stations as well, our sister stations, 96.9 KMFY. Deer River is on they're actually home, actually. David Moody doing that game, and GNK is on the road at Aiken. So, but right here, you know that you're going to get the Thunderhawks as we are getting fired up. Thunderhawks come into this game 1-1. Their first win was a 47-0 win over Pine City right here. And then I was on the road at Duluth-Denfeld. And, boy, that was a hard-fought game. 24-21 loss at Denfeld there, Jim.
Yeah, and I was able to listen in on that game, and it sounded like a heck of a game. Reading what Coach Spahn had to say, it sounds like kind of like the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of turnovers going on. That they need to do a better job of managing the ball. Probably if they would have managed the ball, they maybe would have come away with the W on that one.
very close and even had an opportunity there at the end to win the game. But we'll actually recap some of that is if you are listening to 1320 AM 93.1 FM KOZY, we will have Coach Spahn visiting with us here very, very shortly, and we'll kind of recap that here on our YouTube stream as well, myself and Jim Wimmer at the break. But we are going to take a quick time out on the radio side of things. Again, you're listening to Thunderhawk Football on 1320 AM 93.1 FM and KOZYradio.com. As we thank Super Joe back in studio for kicking us on the commands, but as we can remain here on our YouTube stream, again, brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Jim, I got to talk with Coach Spahn this week, and as you kind of mentioned, it was very much like the Vikings game last night. It was just those turnovers, and he said, they had some really good performances. Fraley played really good. Kinkle played very well. There were some guys that really stepped up to the plate, but it was those turnovers, and he was just referenced to win this game tonight. They want to clean those up. They want to get those turnovers taken care of, and he was really kind of focused on the defensive side of the ball of tackling better this week too.
Yeah, managing the ball, clean defensive play. As the Thunderhawks take the field here. If you can do those two things, that's going to contribute to a much better turnout, I'm sure, for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just been really all about those fundamentals with Coach Spahn. But, as you come into week 3, it's just you got to get some of that stuff cleaned up, because if you get it all cleaned up, you're going to see yourself winning some games again. Denfeld, don't take anything away from them. They had a guy, Tay Mans was a fantastic running back. He was a beast, and boy, he had size and speed. But it was a game that Grand Rapids very easily could have won. It could have gone either direction and made it for a very good ball game. As you mentioned, the Thunderhawks out on the field right now, as you may be able to see on the bottom of our stream. The cheerleaders are at midfield, but we'll let our great sponsors at Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital kind of remain up there for the time being. But Jim, this is going to be a game as well, because Rockridge comes in, I believe, here 1-1 as well.
Yes, and that's they kind of have a similar path as the Thunderhawks. They had a matchup with Hibbing and shut them out. Looks like it was quite one-sided, and then they took one on the chin against North Branch. North Branch, obviously, with a decent team this year, and so both teams are looking to get back in the W column here, and we know that those up in the booth here are cheering for the Thunderhawks tonight.
That they are. Is Hibbing, that final score with Rockridge was 38-0, and then North Branch 61-36, and that is a game which the Thunderhawks are going to travel to North Branch, so this will be a pretty good indication of where both teams really lie. But, Jim, something we've kind of talked on off the air about is that Rockridge's numbers I thought would be a lot more than what they are.
It really surprises me. The new Rockridge, the collaboration between Virginia and Eveleth Gilbert, and we've seen in other sports where they've have real solid numbers, but for some reason they just didn't get the turnout for football this year.
And they're going to play the sportsmanship song here at Grand Rapids. Little understatement by Metallica going on here in the facility. You can never go wrong with that, though, there, Jim.
Sheldon Willis on the PA tonight doing the public address announcing. Those of you who listening in are familiar with that name.
Yeah, I will tell you, Jim, that once I knew Sheldon was doing PA, I felt a lot more comfortable coming to these games, because he has done so many, not only on the broadcast side, but the equipment, the technology, everything about it. I was like, well, I'm in good hands tonight with Sheldon right to my right.
Yeah, that guy, he's been around the block a few times. He knows a thing or two about calling these games, and it's going to be good to see him on the PA here, the new voice of Noble Hall Field.
Sheldon Willis, a legend around here in Grand Rapids. And I'll take the graphic off there just for a moment so you can see the cheerleaders. They're getting fired up here in midfield. as they are getting everybody fired up here in Grand Rapids for Thunderhawk football.
Yeah, we were talking about the turnout. We're looking at the rosters here in Rapids with a significant advantage on numbers versus Rock Ridge.
And a big credit to Coach Spawn with that. To build these numbers up and to get the program to where it is. I know he's putting in a lot of commitment to that.
Yeah, they're developing a great culture here, and they're seeing it all the way down in the Pony League. It's filtering all the way down to the little guys in the elementary school. So it's good to know that they're reaching out to every level of football player here in our communities.
As you can see on the videos, Thunderhawks looking slick in the All Blacks tonight.
Oh man, those are sweet unis.
And Rock Ridge, into the left part of your screen, is going to be in the green bottoms and the white tops. And, Rock Ridge is a team that I've really been watching. I got the opportunity to call some basketball last year with Rock Ridge, and they were so deep, and they had just an amazing array of athletes just due to that co-op. It is fantastic for that. And I hear the new facilities. I haven't seen the new facilities yet, but the old facilities were nice.
Yeah. And they have brand new get-ups too, so they have some pretty sweet uniforms as well. They're a combination of the Blue Devil and the Evelyn Gilbert colors. They came up with this new scheme.
As we'll mention, the Super Joe back in studio is on the radio side of things. Coach Spawn kind of wrapping up our conversation that we had with him earlier this week, as he always is so gracious to take the time to visit with us. And I tell you something about Coach Spawn. And by the way, Joe, we'll want to keep with our sponsors after the interview and then kick it back to us here on, and we'll be live on then KOZY Radio and on Rapids Radio stream. But something about Coach Spawn that I've really enjoyed is, you set up an interview with a coach and say you set it up at 9:30. Coach Spawn's at 9:25. He's calling
awesome.
it. He is incredibly punctual. He's incredibly gracious, and it just shows the discipline that he brings out with these kids too.
Yeah.
And it's Military Appreciation Night here, by the way, as Sheldon, again, to our right, is announcing some of that. There's going to be some great festivities tonight here at Noble Hall Field. Grafa has done an amazing job putting some of these things together. And this is, again, Military Appreciation Night in Grand Rapids. And as we came in the front doors, Jim to my left has a sheet of fallen soldiers. And we are now going to have your national anthem. And you can certainly send it back to us on the radio. Super Joe back in studio as we are getting ready to do some starting lineups. We're getting ready for kickoff before you know it, too. And we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids as it is Thunderhawk football on KOZY and on our YouTube stream for Rapids Radio. And if you are watching our YouTube stream, our pregame is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And Jim, they are going through the starting lineups for the Rockridge Wolverines over to our left right now. And the defensive starters, as that's Kaz Carlson, number 4, number 6, Indy Romero, number 11, Rory Cope Robinson, number 12, Will Kemp, 15, Jake Neary, 20, Owen Helene, 24, Ryan Herberg, 54, Gabriel Satala, number 55, Ian Lucan, 64, Keegan Comer, and 74, Charles Allstrand.
Yeah, looks like they've got some beef up front there on the defensive line.
As they are running through now your defensive starting lineups for Grand Rapids as we look at your starters for Grand Rapids on the defensive side. Number 2, Oliver Spahn. He is the 5'10", 180 sophomore. Number 7, Marcus Steele is your sophomore, another sophomore, 5'10", 150. Number 11, Jackson Rabbers, 6'1", 160 sophomore. Number 12, Jamin Freilich. He is a senior, 6 foot 180. Number 15, Jake Trombley, 6'3", 195 junior. Number 19, Morgan McLeod Carlson is a 6 foot 160 senior. Number 33, Douglas Jesperson, or Doug Jesperson, as we met his mom yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. He is junior, 6'2", 190. 45, Sam Dick, 6'1", 180, a junior. And then number 50, Logan Koppelman, a 5'8", 260 sophomore. Number 60, Aiden Lofstrom, the junior, 6 foot 200. And number 65, Herschel Christensen, 6'3", 175, the junior.
A whole slew of underclassmen on that lineup, but by looking at the roster, I see there's not a lot of seniors on the Thunderhawks team this year. So if they can get things going, boy, they'd be bringing back looks like a solid roster next year again.
And I tell you what, in the game against Denfeld, I was really impressed defensively up front with Lofstrom and Sam Dick. Those two guys, again, youngsters, but boy, were they players.
Yeah, watching Lofstrom warm up out here. Geez, he's got some size to him out there. Looks like he can do some damage.
And we are just about ready for kickoff. As you can see on our stream, Grand Rapids is just getting their huddle break. And so we're just going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back for kickoff as you are listening to Grand Rapids Thunderhawks football on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM at KOZYRadio.com and on our YouTube stream.
Is that number 58 with the crutches down there?
Yeah, I think that was a leg, and he's out for the season.
Lucas Miller.
And for those of you on our YouTube stream, again, we want to thank Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And we'll get ready for your first quarter of play here very shortly.
Grand Rapids receiving here. Wolverines preparing to kick off.
And on the radio, Joe, you can bring us back at any time as your first quarter for our YouTube stream is going to be brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss. And we are underway here on 1320 AM 93.1 FM KOZY Radio as Grand Rapids Thunderhawks football. Again, our first quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss. We appreciate you joining us here on KOZY and on our YouTube stream. And again, Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. And Grand Rapids, good field position on the kickoff.
Marcus Steele with a nice return there. Coming up right up the numbers, found a seam there, was able to get the ball way up here almost to the 45.
So Grand Rapids moving from right to left. Running in the I set with 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. They hand it inside. That's Trombley, and he is up across midfield. And So far, Grand Rapids doing very well. So Grand Rapids is going to be in your all blacks. They have the black bottoms, the black tops. They have the orange down the side of the pants, the orange numerals, and, of course, the classic black helmets and the orange trim as well. Rockridge is going to be in what I would call almost the silver pant with green trim, the white jerseys, green numerals, black helmets with the green logo on the side. Again, Rapids is going to have it now 2nd and 4 as they are into Rockridge territory at the 49-yard line. Kegel pitches it out, and this is Freilich off the right side. He's across the 50, and he's up to the 40-yard line and crosses the 40 towards the 35. And so far here, Jim, Grand Rapids looking pretty good early offensively here in the first quarter with 11:11 on the clock.
Yeah, a couple of real nice running plays there. Freilich able to turn the corner there, burst of speed, and had a nice pickup there of about 10 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line of the Wolverines as the Thunderhawks line up. They'll run that two-wing set with fullback, one wide receiver to the right, one to the left. Kinkle's under center. He sends, and we're going to have Rockridge jump. And did they come across it? We will see a flag, and it appears to be an offside.
Yeah, Freilich went in motion there, and Rockridge saw that motion and jumped into the neutral zone there.
And that was something we saw in last week's game, too. The officials definitely watching a lot of the flags and making sure everything is kept in check. But so this goes, though, to the benefit of Grand Rapids. So they'll start with a 1st and 5 from the 34-yard line. Again, moving right to left, they break the huddle. As they'll stroll up. Kinkle under center. He's got that two-wing set, one wide to the right. Man over the top, he hands it in. Trombley, who's going to come in across that left side, and he will be hit, but not after a positive game for a first down for the Thunderhawks, and they are winning the battle up front here so far, Jim.
Yeah, they're opening some nice holes there. Trombley on a couple carries now has just had a massive gap there to he's going untouched for 4 or 5 yards, also doing a nice job protecting the ball.
Grand Rapids under center. Looking over the defense. It's going to be Kiekel's going to option. Left side ball's on the ground, though, and picked up quickly by Jesperson. Good heads-up play as the exchange was just not quite there from Kiekel to Jesperson on the option running left side, and that'll be a loss of some yards on that play.
Rockridge with good penetration there. I think Jesperson felt that, and unfortunately, he didn't gather in the ball, was able to fall on it. Still Thunderhawks ball.
0-0, 9:35 first quarter. It's now 2nd and 15. Ball is at the 32-yard line. Kiegel's under center. He sends Freilich over the top, pitches it to him right side. He's trying to find a hole, but he is going to be tackled quickly, and that was a heck of a defensive play by Rockridge. I believe coming in that number 55, that's Lukin.
Yeah, Lukin just wrapping up Freilich there and driving him back.
And after the Thunderhawks off strong, now they are in a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and 15, ball at the Rockridge 32-yard line. Clock ticks under 9 minutes in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. Grand Rapids, this is their first offensive possession. Typical wing set. And Kiekel's back to pass. He goes left. He has a receiver. It's caught. It's Trombley. He's up across the 20. He's going to the 10. If he stays on his feet, 5. Is he into the end zone? Touchdown, Thunderhawks.
Great.
What a fantastic play.
Yeah, great second effort by Trombley there. He was able to make a man miss, and then he turned on the afterburners. He was tackled just as he went into the end zone and was able to break the plane.
As I apologize to our YouTube viewers, as they probably only saw about the first portion of that play, as I was getting a little bit too excited. But Trombley does take that one in. Fantastic play. And now for the PAT, it appears to be Toivonen, and it is up and good. And so Toivonen puts it through. Thunderhawks now lead 7-0, 8:35 first quarter, and you're listening to Thunderhawks football on 1320 AM 93.1 FM and KOZYRadio.com. And actually, we'll keep it right here as we are getting the update from Super Joe. And we'll want to thank our streaming sponsors as well, as that is for our first quarter is brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss, and for our radio broadcast. When we bring that back, we'll thank some of those sponsors. But again, as we get our videos set up, we'll make sure that I'll be a little bit better following that play next time. But boy, that was that was fantastic there, Jim.
Yeah, that was a great play. Ginkle did a nice job there of, he had some pressure right in his face there as he was dropping back to pass. He kept his composure, found Trombley, and Trombley made a man miss and was able to go the distance. Really nice on a 3rd and 15. They needed a big play, and they got all of that.
They did. Is now the Thunderhawks are going to be back to kick, and we are just about ready to get underway here on the second position. Now for Rockridge on their first possession.
Owen Racine kicking off.
Short kick. And still relatively decent field position for Rockridge. But, again, we want to thank some of our amazing sponsors for bringing you Thunderhawks football this year. Lakes Gas, Great Clips, Specialty Construction Services, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, Dale's Auto Body, Deerwood Bank, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, and Ray's Sport and Marine. Again, Marcus Lynn alongside Jim Wimmer, not only on KOZY, but we are streaming via our YouTube page as well for Rapids Radio. So we'll see the Thunderhawk defense for the first time tonight in the Rockridge offense. Rockridge comes out moving from left to right, and they are going to line up in basically a spread. They got trips to the left, one wide to the right, one back in the backfield, but they will hand it off, and patient run, tried to get that offensive line to set up, but the Thunderhawks are there, and almost the entire defensive line, Trombley getting up off of the ground, as well as I believe Sam Dick in there as well. But that was something I've been really impressed with Grand Rapids, is their defense, how they swarm to the football.
Yeah, they gang tackled. I think that was Herberg on the carry there, and then they were all over him. Just about everybody was in on that pile.
As Rockridge will throw it left side, and then run a little screen trying to get some yardage and get some good positive yardage up to near their own 45-yard line. That's Toman, I believe. James Toman, number 8, is your quarterback for Rockridge, as they are moving quickly. Quite the different style of play, definitely, between these two squads.
Yeah, it looks like they're calling plays right at the line. Yeah, with Cope Robinson on that reception. It was a really nice second down play. Quick hitter there off to the left, and they were able to pick up 10.
And the snap is back, and they're going to hand this ball off. There's a hole across the 50, and now into Thunderhawks territory. And it's going to be Herberg, who found the seam and was able to get up to near the first down line, but just shy. Again, there's 7:21 first quarter. It is 7-0 Thunderhawks lead. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Wolverines, and the ball will be spotted right at the 45-yard line.
Herberg making a couple guys miss there, was able to pick up 9 on that carry.
Tolman is going to line up in the gun. He's standing right at his 50-yard line. He'll take the snap. He's going to be option right and trying to find a lane, but Grand Rapids is there, but maybe gaining more than he should and getting to the first down marker. Again, that's going to be Herbert, and I thought the defense had him short of the first down, but just some good effort by Rockridge to get up to near the first down, but there is a flag on the field here, Jim.
Yeah, I believe holding on Rockridge. That's going to march him back and negate that first down.
So now putting Rockridge in a hole after that holding call.
Herberg looking pretty good there so far. It looks like he's going to be their horse here with the ball tonight.
Trips right, one wide receiver left. Again, Rockridge moving from left to right as we see it here at the field. And they do no huddle offense. James Toman is your senior. He's a quarterback as he just looks to the sideline. He moves Herbert to his right. Now we're going to have a flag. This might be a delay. This might be a delay of game as they were taking their time.
No, it looks like they got it.
No, it's going to be a false start. So 2 quick penalties here against Rockridge is putting them back in a hole. They got into Thunderhawks territory, but now this ball is going to be marked back even further. There is 6:34. We're in the first quarter. Grand Rapids does lead 7-0.
Well, start there on one of the offensive linemen. No, they're looking at 3rd and 16.
I think they're officially second and 16.
Second and 16, sorry.
But right at the 40 after the penalty. And rolling right is Rockridge throwing it. And maybe some miscommunication. It was like Locken was the intended receiver, and he was open, kind of found a little hole in the zone near that right hash in Grand Rapids territory, but Tolman just kind of overthrowing everybody on that play. And so now it's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 16, 6:16. We are in your first quarter. Grand Rapids up early, 7-0 on Rockridge. And Tolman looks, he's watching the official. Now he turns back, claps his hands, takes a snap. He's looking to his left. He throws, and that's a strike for a first down. Boy, that was a precision pass to the left side of the field, kind of a little quick route and getting some positive yards from Romero. And that, for a high school throw, kind of into coverage. Grand Rapids really kind of defended that pretty well, but Rockridge able to get the first down on 3rd and long. It's now 1st and 10. Ball at the 40 in Thunderhawks territory.
Yeah, and Aiden Lofstrom was in the backfield there, putting a lot of pressure on.
Now they're going to run with Herberg, and he is fighting his way. He's still pushing forward, and he's going to have a pretty good run on 1st and 10. So both of these squads, Grand Rapids getting the big play on a 3rd and long, and now Rockridge also doing that on their first possession of the opening quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Thunderhawks, they had them back there pretty good, and they were able to find their way out of that hole.
Tolman getting back in the gun. He takes a snap. He's going to hand it to Herbert right up the middle, and he runs right into the teeth of that Thunderhawks defense. Yeah. Great play coming in there for the Thunderhawks.
Lostrom met him in the backfield. That was looked like a loss on that one. That Lostrom, I tell you, he can make some penetration in a hurry. He's got some quickness.
So it will be 3rd and 5. They hand off to Herbert this time. He is, again, kept well short of that first down, maybe be 4th down.
Looks like he picked up 2 or 3 there. I'm sure they're in 4-down territory here.
4th and 3, moving left to right. 4:41, first quarter, 7-0 Grand Rapids. And Rockridge in Thunderhawk territory, again on the 33-yard line on a 4th and 3. They have twins right, twins left. They are located on the left hash. Man in motion across the face of Tolman. He's back to pass. He's looking right. He throws, and incomplete.
Really good pressure there by the defensive front, getting in that backfield and putting a lot of pressure there on quarterback Tolman.
As Roy Cope Robinson, or Nolan Cope Robinson, excuse me, the intended receiver, I believe, and incomplete. And so that's a turnover on downs. That's a big swing there for the Thunderhawks, Jim.
Yeah, now we're looking to march her down the field again. We'll see if the offense can get her going again here.
So Thunderhawks line up. It's 1st and 10. They are lined up now at their own 33 after the turnover on downs on the incomplete pass, and they're going to hand this football off and going to get some good positive yards near mid, right in the kind of the center of the field as Trombley gets up, and he's going to come to the sideline, but he had a pretty good run and a gain of 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Ball's going to be located at the 37-yard line of Grand Rapids, moving from right to left.
Left side of this offensive line is opening some holes there for Trombley, right up the gut, picking up a few every time.
We're in that wing set, fullback one wide to the left, and they're going to hand it inside again and cutting towards the near side hash. He is going to be Spawn. And he'll be shy of a first down as the ball be spotted right at the 40-yard line of Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids with the football, 7-0. 3:25 first quarter, so it'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Thunderhawks.
Kind of that same left side of the line, right there in the 2 gap, and Spawn getting a few.
Kinkle under center. He looks. Jesperson's over the top. They hand this inside. Fralick coming inside. But I tell you what, Rockridge defense did not bite on that one, and they were in there to get Fralick, and that was, looks like Romero, number 6. At least one of the guys flowing in for the Wolverines, but they've been flowing to the football pretty well defensively, too. A lot of hats to the ball.
Yeah, I saw 55 Luke in there doing a great job on contain. He turned Fralick in right away, and there was nothing going there.
So the Thunderhawks will line up in a punt formation on this 4th and 3 call. Ball right on the 40. They'll await the snap. Snap is a good one. It's back. Kick is up. Sam Dick is going to be kicked up high and short. It's going to hit at the 40, but it's going to get a Thunderhawks bounce and cross the 35, and that's where it will be downed. And that is where Rockridge will take over, 1st and 10 inside their own territory. So far here, Jim, outside of that Thunderhawks possession early on in this game that leads 7-0, we've got a little back and forth action with 2:18 left to go here in the first, early on in this ball game between Grand Rapids and Rockridge. Again, we want to thank our first quarter sponsor for our video stream. That is Rapids Roof Trust. And we also want to thank for our radio broadcast, Nooches in the Corner, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, Northern Star Co-op, Grand Rapids State Bank, and Grand Rapids Dental Care for bringing you Thunderhawks football this year.
Both teams trying to get that running game established. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more at Herberg here again.
As they hand this off, they run the 2-back set, and this is going to be number 47 for Rockridge, as Herberg's also in the game, but that is
not.
I don't know if I have that on my roster sheet.
I will see if I can get a name with that number.
And so this will be 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. Ball is at the 35. Tillman's going to motion a man over the top. This time he's going to hand it to Herberg. And Herberg's, he's got some explosiveness, but sometimes not too quick, a little hesitant on that handoff. And it'll be 3rd down and long for the Wolverines. And if you're Grand Rapids, this would be a perfect time to get a 3 and out and get some good field position. Grand Rapids moving some guys in and out. Make sure they got the right personnel. Rockridge lined up 2 trips to the left, 1 wide to the right. Herberg's in the backfield. Tillman's back to pass. He's got pressure at his face. He gets it. It's a screen, though. Are they going to be able to block it up? And they don't. Grand Rapids able to get in there and make the stick on defense. And that Grand Rapids defense, again, flying around to the ball as Kinkle in there making a tackle.
Looks like Lofstrom in there putting pressure on the quarterback again. Lofstrom having a heck of a game there on the defensive front.
So with under a minute to play in the first quarter, it's 7-0 Grand Rapids. Rockridge has a 4th and 5. They are on their own 39-yard line. As the snap is up, it's low. It bounces, and it's going to be kicked away, but the punter's going to be hit. It doesn't appear there's any flags, and this is going to be downed inside Thunderhawk territory.
They must have got a piece of the ball there. The reason they didn't call a penalty. That was just about blocked
clean. As the low snap bounced and he didn't field it. I guess he fielded about as cleanly as he could in that situation, but yeah, no flag. So break there for the Thunderhawks, getting a little piece of that one. And now we're going to have a 1st and 10 ball at their own 42-yard line with 32.5 seconds left in the first quarter. Grand Rapids leads 7-0. Kinkle under center. They're going to run the I set. Twins left, 1 wide right. Grand Rapids. Kinkle takes a snap. He's rolling near side. He's going to run it himself. Is Kinkle. He's going to get up. He's going to make a move inside past the 50 and now into Rockridge territory. And I tell you what, that was a good patient run. Great decision making there, Jim.
Yeah, that was really good. He had Trombley out in front of him blocking. Trombley was working on the contained man there. Kinkle able to turn it upfield with a nice pickup of 11 or 12 yards there.
first down Grand Rapids, and it appears I think they're just going to take this one to the half. There's about 20 seconds left on the clock, and they are just going to huddle up here near the sideline are the Thunderhawks. Rockridge staying out on the field, but as we watch it count down under 10 seconds, we want to thank First National Agency Coleraine, M&H Convenience Store, Northrop Portables, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Bender Super One Foods, and 3 Months Sun Photography for bringing you this game. Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you on this broadcast, and that is the end of your first quarter. Grand Rapids does lead 7-0 at the end of one, and you are listening to Thunderhawks football, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZUIRadio.com, and on our Rapids radio stream. I want to remind our viewers on our YouTube stream that that first quarter of play was brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss. But we are now going to go to your second quarter.
Thunderhawks winning that first quarter. That was, I'm sure they accomplished everything they wanted to there. Now they'll have the ball here and great field position to start the second quarter.
In our second quarter on our YouTube stream will be brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler Center. And Marcus and Jim Wimmer with you. Super Joe back in studio.
Thunderhawks taking the field here.
And we are back in Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids leads 7-0 at the end of one as you are listening to Thunderhawks football on KOZY. Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. Hibbing Chrysler, our sponsor on our YouTube stream for your second quarter. It is going to be 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids from the 46. And Rockridge, Kinkle's going to take the snap, run that little option play, and get up to near the 45-yard line of Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids will be moving from left to right in this quarter. The lights are on. It's a beautiful view here in Grand Rapids, Jim.
Yeah, what a great night for football. It just brings back good memories of being a kid out there playing on an evening like this. You just can't beat it.
Cannot beat it as Grand Rapids huddles up right near midfield. They will break. 2nd and 9. Ball is at the 45-yard line of Rockridge. 11:25, second quarter. Grand Rapids leads 7-0. Twins right, one left. Two backs in the backfield, one wing, and then the fullback Trombley. Kinkle's back to pass. It's a screen. He gets McLeod Carlson. He's cutting across the middle of the field. Then he's up. He's to the 30. He's got some speed. He's to the 20. He's going to be tackled just shy of the 10-yard line for Grand Rapids. And boy, Kinkle put that on a dime to McLeod Carlson, who takes it up. And we are going to have some fantastic field position and knocking on the door of scoring for Grand Rapids deep in Rockridge territory.
Kinkle doing a nice job of finding McLeod Carlson there. McLeod Carlson getting those extra yards after the catch, just a really nice play.
So Grand Rapids will now have a 1st and 10. Ball is at the 12-yard line, so they can get a first down without scoring. But Kinkle is under center. A wing set. He's going to fake it inside. Kinkle's going to run it himself, and he is going to be in for the score. Touchdown! Thunderhawks from 12 yards out. And just like that, Grand Rapids goes up by 2 scores.
Kinkle had the little option there with Trombley. He fakes the handoff to Trombley up the gut, keeps it himself, and great second effort. He just stretched out for that end line, was able to get her across for the TD.
Now the PAT will take place. Kinkle is your holder. Kick is up, and it will be good. So Grand Rapids now leads as Racine hits that one, and it's 14-0. Grand Rapids leads with 10:49 left to go in your second quarter. And we are having some Thunderhawks football for you on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZUIRadio.com, and on our YouTube stream.
Just what the Thunderhawks were looking for there, able to add on to that, double their score here, 14-0 lead. Looking really good here so far. Hopefully the defense can keep Rockridge from putting any points on the board here in the second quarter.
You know, and I really liked that fake by Kinkle. We saw a lot of that developing last week in week 2 versus Denfeld, and there might have been some hesitation there, but Kinkle really sold it on that play. And I tell you, he just kept those feet moving and was able to get across.
And those early dives that they were calling early on really sets that play up. They go to the fake to Trombley. Kinkle keeps it himself. Toivonen will do the kicking here.
And we are back at Noble Hall Field on 1320 KOZY, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. And on our YouTube stream for Rapids Radio, Grand Rapids does lead 14-0. 10:45 second quarter. Rockridge will now have the ensuing possession. Relatively good field position for the Wolverines as they will be, it looks like, at the 46-yard line on the far hash, moving from right to left. And we want to thank some of our amazing sponsors like Roth RV and Marine, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Mr. Furnace, Dairy Queen, Itasca County Public Health, Aaron Brody, and Essentia Health. And Hibbing Chrysler, our sponsor of the second quarter on our YouTube stream.
Another relatively short kick there gives the Wolverines good field position.
And we have a whistle on the field. And now I believe we're just getting things set. There's going to be trips to the left, one wide receiver to the right, one back in the backfield. With Tolman, he's going to hand this off. It's Herbert again, and he is going to be gobbled up, but not after about a gain of 1 or 2, but running right into those teeth of that Grand Rapids defense.
Flag on the play.
Indicates, holding. Sam Dick kind of moving that left arm. Might have a little bit of a stinger after that collision, but this will be another penalty against Rockridge. But so far, Jim, both of these teams, we've seen some of those penalties that have backed them up, but they've both been able to overcome them.
Yeah, this is going to be a big chunk to overcome, though. 1st and 20. They're back in a hole here now, the Wolverines.
As Tolman's going to look, it's going to be screen left side and trying to get upfield and delivers is Grand Rapids on the defense. Jesperson coming in first and making a hit. And that's something that I'm noticing in this game so far early on, as it is 14-0 Grand Rapids. 10.5 minutes second quarter is Grand Rapids doesn't have a whole lot of hesitation, but we are seeing some hesitation out of the Wolverines on some of these plays.
Yeah, and Jesperson doing a nice job of wrapping up there, and then a host of other Thunderhawks joining in on the fun, and there was nowhere to be going for the Wolverines.
It's going to be 2nd down and 20. Ball's at the 37-yard line of Rockridge. Someone's back to pass. He's looking. He's got time. He's going deep on the stop and going in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Coming down the left side of the field is Romero. He did a little stop and go and got behind the secondary of Grand Rapids. And credit to Tolman for putting the ball on the money in stride. It just was not collected in. And Grand Rapids maybe escapes a big play there and puts him back to 3rd and 19, ball at 37-yard line for Rockridge, moving from right to left.
Really nice throw by Tolman there, right on the money. Romero not able to bring it in.
He's back to pass again. He's got some pressure. He's going to be sacked. Oh, they just drilled him. Oh, my goodness, that Grand Rapids Thunderhawk defense flowing to the football and making some big-time plays.
Tolman not getting much time back there. Rapids is really penetrating. There were probably 3 defensive linemen in his face in just a matter of a couple seconds. There's not a lot of time for him to look things over.
No, I believe Christensen was back there. I believe Freilich was back there. I mean, the Thunderhawks, they just fly to that football defensively, and they are making all sorts of plays.
Now they're looking at 4th and 25.
Ball is going to be spotted at the 30-yard line, and it's going to be kicked away. And they're going to watch it bounce, and it will be downed just inside Thunderhawk territory as they will take it over 1st and 10 and see if they can go up by 3 scores as they lead by 2, 14-0, 9:40 second quarter.
Rapids doing a nice job of getting pressure on the punter again. Punter came down with that ball, was able to get the kick off, but sure had a lot of pressure on him.
So Grand Rapids will huddle up again on our YouTube stream. Your second quarter is brought to you by Haven Chrysler Center. And on our radio side of things, Lakes Gas, Great Clips, Specialty Construction Services. Helping bring this broadcast to you, Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer, as we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Kinkle under center. It's 1st and 10 from the old 43. Is going to hand it inside, coming up to the right, has some room to run. And across into territory of the Rockridge Wolverines are your Thunderhawks. I believe that's number 21, Jackson Thompson, getting a carry. And he takes it up 15 yards. Fantastic run by the Thunderhawks. It'll be 1st and 10 into Wolverine territory.
Thompson just exploding there, coming off right up the gut there, and was able to take that ball upfield.
And this one might be coming back, though, here, Jim, as there is a penalty. And I'm trying to maybe deduct what that call was, but it brings them all the way back to a 1st and 20. Ball is now at the 33-yard line, their own 33 for Grand Rapids after a run, and now we're going to have another penalty and a false start. And we saw this a little bit last week, unfortunately for the Thunderhawks, was they had some penalties add up on them and backed them up into a hole after getting some positive plays. And that will back them up 5 more. It'll be 1st and 25.
Yeah, Thunderhawks not doing themselves any favors here with those penalties. You know that penalties certainly can really cause a lot of problems.
So 9:30, second quarter, 14-0. Thunderhawks lead. It is now 1st and 25. Ball is at their own 28-yard line, and Kinkle's going to take it. There is a little seam as he gets up to near the 35-yard line. Good job by him. He's really, I think, playing very well this evening. He's really reading that defense of Rockridge, so he gained some of it back. There'll be 2nd down, still relatively long for Grand Rapids. They've got to dig themselves out of a hole. As Kinkle gets the play call from the sideline, and he runs back into the huddle.
Kinkle picking up 7 or 8 there. Does a nice job of protecting the ball as he's going to the ground.
2nd and 19. Ball is spotted at the 36-yard line of the Thunderhawks. Kinkle's under center. You have that wing formation. Fullback is going to be handed inside and finding some room to run. Oh, my goodness, breaking out across the 50 and towards the 45-yard line. Again, Jackson Thompson, he says, you know what, I had that pretty good run earlier. It came back. I want to rip another one off. And he was about a shoestring away from taking that one all the way to the house. And on 2nd and a mile, it is now 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids into Rockridge territory.
Jackson Thompson explodes right up the middle there. Had nice cutback. Unfortunately, he got a little tangled up with Benson as he was cutting back. Otherwise, he might have been gone.
So 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids. They are lined up at the Rockridge 43. Kinkle's under center. Send Jesperson over the top. He fakes it to Trombley inside his Kinkle. Kinkle tries to get up, and he gains some good yards up to near the 40-yard line. Wolverines defense getting in there. Kemp, I believe, is one of the Wolverines getting the tackle for the Wolverines of Rockridge, and now it'll be 2nd down and 7, gain of 3.
Thunderhawks are keeping the Wolverines guessing with that run game they've got going on here. Wolverines don't know if they're going to hand it off up the middle or if Kinkle's going to keep. Really a nice option they have going on right now, and it seems to be working.
2nd down, 7. Ball is spotted right at the 40-yard line of Rockridge. Kinkle will line up one wide to the right, one to the left. Frelick's over the top. Kinkle's back to pass. He's throwing deep and intercepted by Rockridge. And that was thrown as just good coverage by Rockridge as they are able to get the INT. I believe that was number 20, Helene, was back there and kind of read it like a receiver himself and was able to get the pick. And if you listen to our pregame show, that was something that Coach Spahn talked about. He's like, we can't turn the ball over and expect those good things to happen. And unfortunately, Grand Rapids was kind of having some momentum, was getting some things turning. And now Rockridge, we'll see what they could do with it here after the turnover. But Grand Rapids still does lead. It is 14-0, and we're just early in the ball game in the second quarter, 7:37. Second quarter, Rockridge will line up, trips right, one wide receiver to the left. They're going to be lined up at their own 21-yard line. Toman is going to pitch. It's going to be option side as Herberg. Now he's got some speed off that right side, and he's got some room, and he's going to cut up to near the 40-yard line for Rockridge. Their sideline getting fired up. And something about Herberg is I've said he's a little tentative at times, but, boy, when he gets in that open field, the guy can run.
Yeah, and he's got some size, 6'1", 195. He's a load to bring down, and he's got a little bit of speed there as well. So Herberg with a nice run there on first down, picks up another one.
Trips left, one wide to the right. Toman in the gun for the Wolverines. He takes a snap. It's going to be a pitch. This time, option coming the other way. Herberg, he makes a move, and he makes another move inside. And shifty there. He's starting to show his talents on this possession, and he's got some good positive yards. It'll be second down for Rockridge. Second down and manageable is actually second down and short, 2nd and 2 from their own 47-yard line. So trying to get something after the turnover. Hard count. And are they going to get Grand Rapids? I didn't think that they came across, but they might have. And they say they did. They say they got him on the hard count. Did Rockridge. They say Grand Rapids jumped across. I thought that defensive line might have held up just shy coming across, but the officials down on the field say that is not the case. It's going to be a first down for Rockridge.
Neutral zone infraction there by the Thunderhawks. Gives the Wolverines another first down. We're talking about Herberg. He's such a patient runner. He just waits for that hole to open up.
It's going to be screen left side, high jumping catch, and trying to get out to the corner, but good job defensively. Jesperson coming in, making a tackle, and boy, he's flying around defensively for Grand Rapids. But Kemp, good catch, and he did get some positive yards. They get into Grand Rapids territory. They are at the 45-yard line of the Thunderhawks, 2nd and 6.
Kemp showing some leaping ability there. Had to go up and get that one, was able to bring it down and get a few.
So Tillman looks to his sideline. They're doing all sorts of signals, is the coaching staff on the Rockridge sideline across the way. Claps his hands again. This time he's going to run it himself, puts his shoulder down, and is hit by a barrage of Thunderhawks coming up near his side. And so Tolman gets back up. Well, that's the first time we've really seen him hold that football and go, and he laid the shoulder in. Thiel, one of the guys for the Thunderhawks, making the tackle. And a short gain on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Rockridge at the Thunderhawk 44-yard line. They've got trips right, one wide receiver left. Toman in the gun. He's got Herberg to his left, and he's back to pass. Look, quick pass. It's going to be Kemp again. That was just kind of one of those curl routes right at the sticks there, Jim, and that'll be a first down for the Wolverines. And that was just a good design play call.
Right, and there's not much you can do about that. That ball was put right on the money, and there's really no defending that. They did a nice job of Rapids did a nice job of containing there, and
be 1st and 10 from the Thunderhawk 37-yard line. 14-0, Grand Rapids with the lead. 5:15 second quarter. Rockridge trying to score after their interception and turn a turnover into points. When Grand Rapids trying to slow this down, and they are going to come off sides. We're showing blitz, and Trombley just that is Dick, I believe, is just a tad bit too excited and comes across early. And that'll be another 5 yards for Rockridge. So now it'll be just a 1st and 5 from the 32-yard line of Grand Rapids. And they're going to take a timeout. Is Grand Rapids. So we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout as well on 1320 AM and 93.1 FM and KOZYRadio.com. Thank you, Joe.
Got some updates on the board there.
Cool. I'll let you handle those, Jim.
Tolman with the hard count there was able to get the defense to jump on that play, and now Rapids trying to regroup defensively.
As we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, as we're not only on the radio, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZY, Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer, but also on our YouTube feed. And our second quarter is brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler. It is 14-0 Grand Rapids. But Rockridge, after an interception, has been on the move, really putting their first really good offensive possession together. There's 5:03 in the second quarter. Again, Grand Rapids leads 14-0, but it's 1st and 5 from the Thunderhawk 32-yard line. Toma's going to hand this off to Herberg, who is just fighting. And he will not get enough for a first down on that play. So good job by the Thunderhawks again getting in there defensively. And those guys up front, those linebackers are just flying around.
Lofstrom once again. Couple updates on our sister stations. Shout out Super Joe. Scoreless GNK at Aiken, and Barnum leading Deer River 21-6 late in the first.
And 14-0 here in Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks with the lead over Rockridge. Rockridge, 2nd and 5, ball's on the 32. Handed to Herberg, right side, does the Wolverines. This time he is going to get up to near the 30-yard line. Trying to get Herberg outside to the right side and see. And that's something that maybe they watched some film on. Duluth Denfeld last week was able to get to the outside on that Grand Rapids defense and break that contain, was able to get some good positive yards. Rockridge trying it there, but Grand Rapids was there to make the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and short from the Thunderhawk 30 for Rockridge. Tillman's in the gun. He's going to clap his hands. Herberg's to his left. He's going to hand it to Herberg right side. He's trying to find it. Good block on the edge by Rockridge. Oh, my goodness, but we might actually have a hold on that. I say it's a good block, but it might be a hold and bring this one back because it would be a first down for Rockridge, and it will be. And there was just all sorts of humanity getting hit out there, and they're going to get the hold against Rockridge.
Yeah, good eyes there on that one, Marcus. I was concerned it was going to be a late hit out of bounds, so I'm glad that went the Thunderhawks' way.
And again, 14-0. Grand Rapids lead 3:49, second quarter, and this will back up Rockridge. And that might be a good break that the Thunderhawks are really needing to slow this momentum of this Rockridge offense on this possession, because now it's going to be 3rd down. It was 3rd down and 3, and now it'll be 3rd down and 13 for Rockridge, and the ball is going to be backed up to the Thunderhawk 40-yard line. So big penalty against the Wolverines.
Yeah, Herberg's been knocking off some chunks here. He's definitely the workhorse here tonight for the Wolverines.
Toman's back to pass. He's looking. He's got pressure in his face. He's rolling to his right. He's trying to escape. He throws. He's got a man open on the sideline, and he'll have enough for a first down. And that's just one of those plays. You got the quarterback scrambling, maybe some guys coming up, and a good job by the receiver of Rockridge getting to the edge and just standing wide open, making him able to make the play.
Yeah, Thunderhawks doing a nice job of putting pressure on Herberg, but he was able to roll out and find some room there. Picks up another first down.
So on a 3rd down and 13, Romero down the right side gets enough for a first down in his 1st and 10. Toman's going to pitch it to Herberg, who's left side, and he's just going to try to barrel into Jesperson. Jesperson says, you're not going to push me back, and kind of buries him right in that spot. But it will be a short gain by Herberg, and it'll be 2nd down for Rockridge.
Doman was lucky to get that pitch off as Christensen was in his face just as he pitched the ball.
Toman's going to bang. Back to pass. It's going to be intercepted by Grand Rapids, coming the other way. Down to the 50, over to the 40, to the 30, and finally pushed out of bounds. What a huge interception by Grand Rapids. Ham Dick coming in, making a play. Oh, my goodness, Jim. And he threw it right to him. He's right in the right position, read the quarterback like a book, and gets fantastic field position, taking it just shy of the 20-yard line into Rockridge territory, and that's how you stop a drive.
You betcha. Dick showing great hands there, was in the right place, and that was coming on a bullet. He had to react quickly, was able to gobble that up and run it back for a nice return, and puts the Thunderhawks in great field position here. 1st and
10 from the Rockridge 22. Wing set, everybody's tight except left side, one wide left. They're going to hand it inside. Trombley's going to take it, and he'll have some decent yards. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids, and we have a Rockridge player down at the 20-yard line, and they're going to whistle this, but now sitting up and trying to get up. This looks like might be an arm. That's number 55 for the Wolverines.
Like Lucan.
And he's played pretty well today for Rockridge, but he's going to come out of the game. He's kind of holding that left arm a little bit. But at least he's up and walking off the field on his own power. 2:27, second quarter, 14-0. Grand Rapids with the lead. And coming off an interception, as Rockridge just did, trying to score. Rockridge turned away by Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids wanting to punch this one in, moving left to right. Fralick's in motion. They fake it to Trombley. Is going to be Kinkle again running inside, and he will be tackled shy of the first down. It'll be third down for the Thunderhawks.
I think he might have got it.
Are they going to say he's close? He's very close.
Yep,
Are they going to
just short?
Just short.
Kinkle following Trombley right through the hole there, was able to use him as the lead blocker, and that was a great design play. And
they are going to measure. They're going to say that's a first down. See, Jim, from way up here, you've got that spot down. So first down for the Thunderhawks. 2:05, second quarter. And clock is running 14-0. Grand Rapids with the lead, knocking on the door. Kinkle's under center. One right out to the left. At wing set in the backfield. Jesperson goes over the top. They inside handoff to Trombley, who is inside the 10. And it'll be second down for Grand Rapids.
Trombley picks up about 4 there.
14-0, Grand Rapids. 1:38 until the half. And this would be fantastic if you could score again before the half and be up 3 scores at halftime for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, you certainly would put yourself in position to really be coming into the second half looking pretty.
One wide to the right, McLeod Carlson. 3 backs in that backfield with Kinkle. On that wing set, they send Fralick for the option. It's a pitch. It's on the ground. Fralick's able to pick it back up. And that might have been an ill-advised pitch by Kinkle, but Fralick had his wits about him, was able to pick it up, and it's going to be third down, and Fralick's helmet comes off, so he's going to have to come to the sideline.
Yeah, I think Kinkle would have taken that one back and just eaten it if he, in hindsight. Fralick did a nice job of covering that ball up, and actually I think he picked up a yard or 2.
So it's 3rd and 5. Ball is on the 7-yard line of Rockridge. Kinkle's under center. They pitch it left side. Jesperson, and he is going to be tackled as he gets near that 5-yard line. It'll be 4th down for Grand Rapids, and credit to the Rockridge defense. Tighten it up late and timeout Grand Rapids. With 27.9 seconds, we'll keep it right here on KOZY 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, and on our Rapids Radio YouTube page. 14-0 Grand Rapids, 27.9 seconds. We'll see what they elect to do here. The Thunderhawks.
That dive play's been working so good. I can't see them doing anything but just trying to bully their way right up the middle.
Because it's going to be a 4th down play, or do you try to? It is a short field. You got a couple different kickers, and maybe you could try to maybe put some points on the board.
Yeah, I don't see any kicker moving towards the field. Looks like I think they're gonna try to pick up this first down.
Again, our second quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler, and on the radio side of things, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, Dale's Auto Body, Deerwood Bank, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, and Ray Sport and Marine helping bring you this game. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. 14-0. Grand Rapids lines up. It is a 4th and 2, from the 5-yard line. They just need those 2 yards. It's going to be Kinkle right side, and he'll be hit short of the goal line, but he should have enough for a first down from where the officials are marking him.
It's like it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.5.
And first down, Grand Rapids, and I always say it's a gutsy call when you go on for it on 4th down.
That's showing confidence in your run game right there, and they obviously he did a nice job of faking. Trombley had bodies all over him with the fake dive, and Kinkle keeping it and was able to find a seam.
We're going to have another timeout on the field And there is 23.9 seconds. It'll be first and goal from the 1 yard line.
Shout out Super Joe. He's got an update on the Twins. Twins up 5-0. Bottom of the third. Royce Lewis with his 4th grand slam. The rookie having a heck of a season. We're going down to see the Twins next weekend. Can't wait to watch Royce Lewis play. He's a sensational player.
Hey, Twins looking to make the playoffs, win the division. We'll take it. You can hear Twins baseball right here on 1320 KOZY 93.1 FM. And the score here, Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids against Rockridge. It's 14-0. Thunderhawks with the lead. 23.9 seconds until the half. And there is a timeout right now. It's going to be first and goal. But now the officials are visiting. Rockridge is huddled up across the way. Grand Rapids was kind of standing there. They were ready. It looks like they were just ready to come back in and punch this one and go up by 3 before the half.
Rockridge catching their breath over there. Rapids has been pounding them with that running game, and I can't see them doing anything different right now. I look for that dive once again. Trombley or Kinkle, one of those two, probably going to dive this thing right in there.
And the officials, I think we're just waiting this one to get to that point. It's not good crowd on hand here in Grand Rapids. We want to thank Nooches in the Corner, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, Northern Star Co-op, Grand Rapids State Bank, and Grand Rapids Dental Care, bringing you Grand Rapids football all season long.
What a great crowd here tonight. Looking out here in the stands, it's about full. There's hardly an open seat out here. Just really good support here from the hometown.
Full
cheering on their Thunderhawks.
Full student section. It is a great night, Military Appreciation Night here in Grand Rapids. And now we're going to get back out onto the field, and we're going to get a first and goal for Grand Rapids from the 1 yard line, moving from left to right as Grand Rapids will huddle up. And now we're going to see wholesale substitutions for Rockridge. And they got the coaching staff out on the field, I think, screaming timeout. And are they going to – Yep, they're going to give them the timeout. So Rockridge wanting to see what Grand Rapids is coming out as. I would venture to say, but Grand Rapids really doesn't mix things up too much in that regard. They're just going to line up, and they're going to try to win this line of scrimmage and put this one in.
Yeah, right now we're watching Thunderhawks winning the battle in the trenches, and I don't see them doing anything different here. I look to see them pound it right up the gut, and I don't know if Rockridge if there's anything they can do to stop it, the way Rapids is pushing them right now.
So 20.9 seconds before the half. It's 14-0. Grand Rapids with the lead. And we want to give a big shout-out to Super Joe back in studio for always making sure the ship runs correctly, especially on these game nights.
Can you see how many timeouts are left?
As I look at the scoreboard, as I think Rockridge took that timeout, so they might be down to 2. Grand Rapids does not have any left. It is 14-0, but we are lined up here. And Grand Rapids was at the football, now backing up to huddle. And now the whistles blow by the officials, and they break the huddle. It's going to be one wide to the right. First and goal from the 1 yard line. They line up. It's going to be Jesperson, Fralick, Trombley, Kinkle's under center. Kinkle sends the motion, but trying to just punch it inside. Did they not get it? Did Rockridge win that battle up front? I believe they did. So Rockridge, and now they're trying to hurry up because time is running out. So they are under center. Kinkle's looking. He sends the motion across the top again. He tries to hand it inside. Did they make it inside? Then they're awaiting the official call. Grand Rapids says it's a touchdown. And the officials still have not signaled. Still no signal.
Time expired.
Still no signal. Rockridge says they didn't make it. Rockridge says they stuffed them, and they are fired up. They said they stuffed them from the 1. On 2 consecutive plays, the Rockridge defense says, all right, we're going to stand our ground, and that is going to be how the half ends. 14-0, Grand Rapids with the lead, but Rockridge, hey, don't count them out yet for you Rockridge fans. You might be listening because, boy, they come up big on a goal line stand, but Grand Rapids does lead at the half, 14-0, as you are listening to Thunderhawks football. As it is on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, and KOZYRadio.com, as well as our YouTube stream for Rapids Radio.
as you said, credit Rock Ridge. I'm really surprised they were able to stop the Grand Rapids penetration there, and they held them off. Looked like from this position that Trombley maybe had gotten in, but we're not down there on the goal line. Officials saying he did not cross.
As that second quarter is brought to you by Hibbing Chrysler on our YouTube stream. And we'll get you set up for halftime here shortly. And our halftime is brought to you by, on our YouTube stream, Pregame Electric. And they are bringing us halftime. And we'll get to our radio broadcast here shortly. But for those of you joining us on our YouTube stream, it is 14-0 at half. Again, halftime brought to you by Pregame Electric. And to our left, Rockridge in the end zone, and they are just absolutely juiced right now, and they are fired up. That coaching staff has them fired up. But when you make a goal line stand 2 times in a row from the 1, I mean, you got some momentum headed your direction, and that was crucial to only be down by 2 scores coming in at half when they could have very well been 3 scores for Grand Rapids. As Grand Rapids is,
like we're going to have some pony.
We're going to have some going to have some young folks coming out playing football. Military Appreciation Night in Grand Rapids. We'll actually take, look at those. Again, Military Appreciation Night in Grand Rapids. Flag flying well here at Noble Hall Field.
Military personnel being recognized here at this moment.
Military Appreciation Night in Grand Rapids is you are listening to 1320 AM 93.1 FM KOZY. It's 14-0 Grand Rapids with the lead at the half over Rockridge. Again, Marcus and Jim Wimmer with you. Super Joe back in studio on our YouTube stream. Pregame Electric is your halftime sponsor. And Jim, before we kind of go over exactly what happened with our scoring in that quarter, let's revisit what just happened before the half. Now, Rockridge was able to get the interception against Grand Rapids and was moving down the field. Grand Rapids gets the huge interception with Sam Dick, able to take it all the way down, punch it down to the 1-yard line. Then there was a little bit of a chess match with the timeouts happening, and it was Grand Rapids who had 2 goal line opportunities from the 1 right before the half, and Rockridge, though, the defense coming up big and keeping it a 2-score game, 14-0 at half for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah. Credit to Rockridge. I didn't think they could stop that Grand Rapids penetration, but they did, and they did it twice. It looked like Trombley had maybe crossed the plane from here, but the officials said no. He must have been real close, but not close enough. Wolverines keeping the Thunderhawks out of the end zone.
And the kind of the Pee Wee Thunderhawks is what? Do they have an official name here, Jim?
It's Pony League.
Pony League. All right. They're out on the field right now. Rockridge was to our left in the end zone. This says Grand over to our left, and that coaching staff is, you just tell their energy. They were so amped after that goal line stand to end the half. It'll be interesting to see what they do coming out here at the half. But we're going to take another quick timeout on 1320 AM 93.1 FM KOZY, and on our YouTube stream. We'll be back right after this, and we'll recap those 2 touchdowns for Grand Rapids in just a moment. Thank you, Super Joe. Back in studio. Keeping us clear on the radio side. Again, our halftime brought to you by Pregame Electric on our YouTube stream. And Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. Our first time doing the video.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with it. It's a little bit faster than I anticipated, but we'll continue to improve as the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks continue to improve week after week.
That's right. And right now they're pitching a shutout, which is great. But fortunately, they weren't able to punch that last one in there just as time expired. Credit Rock Ridge, able to keep them out of the end zone.
And that's going to really come in for a very interesting second half. And we'll recap and kind of give some analysis once Super Joe brings us back from our halftime break on KOZY. But we appreciate you watching us on our YouTube channel. And just wanting to bring you more of what we can do with Rapids Radio and as many options as we can. Again, the Grand Rapids hockey home games will all be streamed as well once we get there. Can you believe it's going to be hockey season before we know it, Jim?
Got Pony League action going on here, and on both ends of the field here. Like the orange team just punched one in. So the elementary schools here all have their Pony League teams. Cohasset Elementary, I believe, is combined with St. Joe's. Cohasset historically has had a good team.
Interesting.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
As I'm a huge football fan.
Yeah, and this, shout out to Spawn. They feel his effects at this level. That's what's just so nice. This culture that's going on here with the Thunderhawks is, being felt at all levels, right down to the Pony League, where they're encouraging the Pony League teams to run the Thunderhawks offense. That that eventually, as these boys get up to the high school level, they may be out here, on Friday nights running that same offense.
Again, the numbers are just fantastic for Grand Rapids. We're seeing a lot of young guys making plays. I mean, Sam Dick with that huge interception to keep Rockridge really off the board because they were clicking on all cylinders. But we'll be back here on the radio in just a moment, so stick with us here on the stream.
Black team scores on Cohasset, as I was just talking up Cohasset.
As the Pony League is played here at Noble Hall Field, as we are rocking and rolling at halftime. It's 14-0 Grand Rapids with the lead. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, and again on our YouTube page, as we are Pregame Electric with the stream. And Jim, do you have those scoring opportunities for us for those Thunderhawks?
I do. Trombley with that catch and run there in the first quarter. Made a couple men miss there and was able to bring it all the way in for the touchdown. And then we had a Koivunen kick following that.
Yeah, she was able to put that right through the uprights. I think that first one was 33 yards for that touchdown play. So that was kind of a big play for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, and that was a reception, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And nice throw from Kinkle and good catch and run by Trombley. Our second touchdown was a Kinkle keeper. Fake handoff to Trombley and was able to follow him right into the end zone. So we saw a lot of that. And once again, a Toivonen kick. But we saw a lot of that in this first half. This dive play to Trombley, fake to Trombley, Kinkle keepers, and it was real effective. And it worked real well on that second touchdown.
It will. I've really kind of been impressed with Kinkle. His decision-making has been fantastic early on in this football game. It's 14-0 Grand Rapids, and just his vision of where he's been looking has been incredible. His patience running the football, throwing the football, and getting those guys involved, whether it's Jesperson, whether it's Trombley, whether it's Freilich. I mean, we've had several players who are able to really make plays happen for Grand Rapids. We've even seen Jackson Thompson in there making some big-time plays on the offensive side of the football. It has been an amazing kind of diversified distribution of the football for Grand Rapids. And but, credit to those Rockridge defense. They came up big there on the goal line stand at the end of the half. They were able to shut down Grand Rapids twice from the 1-yard line to keep it a 14-0 game at the half. And that is where we stand. As Jim says, the Pony League is playing out here on the field. Again, they're to our right, they are to our left. And as I look at the clock, we're about 3 minutes is on the clock. And then Rockridge just standing over across the way. They're just kind of hanging out, doing their thing. Grand Rapids has gone to their locker room and are waiting to come back out. But it should be an interesting second half. I think if you're Grand Rapids, Jim, you just kind of keep doing what you're doing. I mean, there's been some penalties. There was the interception. There was the turnover. But, for the most part, what they've been doing has worked. And I think that's their game plan. They stick to their game plan. They're up 14-0. If you're Rockridge, I mean, they've had some glimpses with the running game with Herbert. He's played well, and when he gets into space, he can get to moving. And Toman, he did have that pick. Grand Rapids was right in the right place, but Sam Dick was able to get the pick and take it almost all the way back. But he's had some precision passes, too. And it'll be interesting to see if they can get some consistency going for Rockridge in this second half. But with that, we're going to take just another quick timeout. We'll come back, and, hey, we're going to get their second half kickoff here very shortly, as it is 14-0. Grand Rapids leads, as you're listening to 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, and KOZYRadio.com, as well as our YouTube stream.
It's going good.
Thank you, Super Joe.
Having fun? Good game. Yeah. I like when there's a little,
Get some things going.
not a blowout.
Yeah, that's
Like you said, diversified receivers. So, good.
we can go. We're almost ready again. Good crowds. Beautiful atmosphere.
Yeah. What a view from, I mean, I'm just down two rows, and it's much better up here. Awesome.
All right, as we are hanging out on our YouTube feed as well, as we got a lot of the Rapids radio crew coming up visiting. Of course, got to give a big shout out to our man, the legend Sheldon Willis, over doing some PA. Boy, I'm liking his PA. He's got that voice.
Yeah, and
gets me fired up.
He can get the crowd excited, and he's got that excitement in his voice, that presentation. He can bring it. He's a great PA guy.
So again, 14.
Sorry.
No problem, Jim. It's just 14-0. But they have the score ticker on our YouTube. I like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I got to give a lot of credit for Sheldon for. He's actually the guy who showed me how to do all this. So we got the 14-0, so they can even see the score there. But
yeah, nice. Yeah, Thunderhawks out here warming up for the second half. I'm sure they're regretting not getting that last touchdown. Feel a lot more comfortable up by 3 scores, but certainly pitching a shutout here. They've got to feel good how they're playing defensively.
We'll pan over on the stream here. The Thunderhawks warming up.
Yeah, it's just an impressive sideline when you see the Thunderhawks taking the field. And as we were talking earlier on, not a lot of seniors on this squad. A lot of sophomores and juniors, and when we're calling that starting lineup defensively,
yeah, a lot of young guys.
I think there were 4 sophomores on that.
And they make plays.
Yeah.
They come up big. So it's very exciting times for Grand Rapids football. And Rockridge, one of those newer programs with that co-op. And we got about 30 seconds. And you kind of get the I like this YouTube stream because you kind of get the back end of what really happens on the radio side of things. And we appreciate you watching and listening. As we're 10 seconds away from jumping back is our simulcast.
Pony Leaguers exiting the field here. They got their moments out here, Friday Night Lights. I'm sure that was a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun here in Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you as we are on KOZY on the radio. But home games for Grand Rapids football will be on our YouTube stream for Rapids Radio. As you can see, the team, if you're watching, you can see the team. They were warming up to our right. They are coming to their respective sideline. Rockridge has been over across the way for quite some time, just kind of hanging out, doing their thing. Again, 14-0 Grand Rapids at the half. And we'll get things underway here very, very shortly. I know on our YouTube stream we were just giving a big shout-out to Sheldon Willis. He's doing PA tonight for the first time for Grand Rapids, and he's just got that booming voice, man. He is firing this crowd up. Again, you have heard him call many a Thunderhawk game in your time, and you will be hearing him call some more games. But it's going to be me, Marcus, and Jim Wimmer, the Wim Dog, going to be doing some home games for Grand Rapids. I'll be on the road, and we'll get you fired up for that and keep watching this. But, you know, as we're going to have some soccer coming up for you, we're going to have some volleyball. And I lost my scores from Mr. Super Joe, but I know that it looked like Barnum was up on Deer River at half.
21-6 last I heard. I'm sure Joe will get us some updates as they're coming in. But, yeah, Barnum Bombers. I heard David talking about it earlier in the day. Barnum moving up from single A to double A based on enrollment, but they were still able to schedule a game with Deer River, who made it to state last year. Deer River, a solid program. They have quite a tradition over there in their own rights, and Barnum coming in, and looks like they're taking it to the Deer River Warriors thus far.
But we'll get you some score updates again. Our YouTube stream for halftime brought to you by Pregame Electric, as we are getting ready for your third quarter of play. And that is going to be on our YouTube stream, is going to be brought to you by, as I get all my graphics up on the stream if you're watching, Ray Sport Marine. And if you are listening on the radio side of things, strictly on the radio side of things, we want to thank First National Agency of Coleraine, M&H Convenience Store, Northland Portables, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, and Benders, as we are going to be underway for your third quarter of play. Grand Rapids will be kicking off from right to left, and here we go. Grand Rapids does lead 14-0. It's going to be fielded by Rockridge at 25 and coming down the sideline and breaking a tackle and having the jersey held onto and all the way up to midfield. Rockridge kind of starting off where they left off in the momentum side of things. Goodness, and they get up to midfield on the kickoff, and they'll have good field position to start off this third quarter, trailing 14-0 to the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, another short kick there, and Rockridge capitalizing on that, able to run it up the left sideline, and finally getting corralled at midfield.
And so we will see Rockridge line up 1st and 10 from the 50, 11:53, third quarter. Tillman's back in the gun. He's going to send a man in motion. This is kind of the first time we've really seen this. They're going to have two backs in the backfield now, and they're going to run it to the right. Tillman's going to keep it in. The Thunderhawks did not bite on that one. Might have even lost about a yard or half a yard. Freilich was in there making a play. One of the first guys in there for the Thunderhawks.
Like along with Jackson Rabbers.
Good job by Grand Rapids. As the ball sits right on the top of the head of the Thunderhawk in midfield. Moving left to right is Rockridge. Tillman will look, trips to the right, one wide receiver to the left. They do not huddle, do the Wolverines.
Yeah, they kind of have that Gophers offense where the...
And now it's going to be a screen to the right to Herberg, and he's going to be tackled, but breaks a tackle. Good job by him. But slowing him down, Jesperson for Grand Rapids. Again, Rockridge coming out, if you're just joining us, in that silver-type pants with the green trim, the white jerseys, green numerals, black helmets with the green logos. Grand Rapids in the all-blacks tonight. Black pants, black tops, as well as the orange stripe down the side, the orange numerals, the orange trim on the shoulder pads, black helmets with the orange logo on the side. It's going to now be 3rd and 10 from the 50 for Rockridge. After good field position started off, they have not been able to get much going. But Thomas back to pass. He's got some pressure at his face, but Freilich, they're going to be a flag. It could be a hold, and it's intercepted by Grand Rapids. Coming the other way. And that's now 2 interceptions for the Thunderhawks. What an amazing interception. Rabbers coming in and just taking that one out of the sky, and it's going to be Thunderhawks football.
Yeah, Tobin just kind of throwing that one up. A lot of pressure on him as they call holding on Rock Ridge. That'll be declined.
And Grand Rapids football, though, after good special teams to start this one off for the Wolverines, Thunderhawks come in and say, hey, we're just going to nullify that and get the turnover, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from their 45-yard line. Grand Rapids, their first possession of the second half. 10-22, third quarter, 14-0. Grand Rapids with the lead, moving from right to left.
Rapids taking advantage of that interception, now with great field position, starting out at the 45.
One wide to the right. Wings in the backfield. They're going to hand it inside Trombley, and he's going to be hit quickly and put down after no gain. And the Wolverines coming in making a stick.
After really good success with those dive plays, it looks like Rock Ridge is figuring something out there. Once again, they were able to stop Thunderhawks twice there as time expired, and Rapids coming right back at it with no gain on that first dive.
So 2nd down and 10 from their own 45. Kinkle's under center. He looks over. He sends Freilich over the top. Pitches it to Freilich, and oh my, he is hit deep in the backfield. Rockridge blew that one up. And who else for the Wolverines? It's going to be number 24, Herberg, and he's doing it defensively as well. And he came back. He read that one, and that's a big loss on the play for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, Freilich in hindsight probably thinking he should have turned that one in. He was trying to read the block there of Jacob Eldinger, and
now
they
3rd
all
and 13.
kind of got tangled up there, and he was taken down for a loss.
So 3rd and 13 from their own 42 as Kinkle is back to pass, and he's going to throw a screen. It's going to be complete. McLeod Carlson, he's got speed, and he's up past the 50. He's got a first down and more. And the Thunderhawks, hey, they get put themselves in a hole 3rd and long, and they said, we're going to get out of that one just like that. And we're going to have a 1st down and 10 for Grand Rapids into Rockridge territory at the 40-yard line.
Kinkle dropping back, bunch of pressure coming in his face. Was patient, got the ball to McLeod Carlson, who nice catch and run there. Able to pick up a big gainer there. Rapids in Rockridge territory.
And I really like the Thunderhawks getting in the hands of McLeod Carlson because, boy, he can fly once he gets that football. And 23 yards on the play, 1st and 10 from the 40. Kinkle's under center. And he's going to pitch it to near side, and coming up and tackled after a short gain for Grand Rapids is Thiel. Again, distributing the football all over the place for the Thunderhawks, getting a lot of different guys involved offensively, trying to keep this Rockridge defense off balance. It'll be 2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3 from the Rockridge 37-yard line. It's 8-12, 3rd quarter, 14-0. Grand Rapids with the lead. Twins left. Grand Rapids on the near hash. Kinkle sends Freilich over the top, but hands it inside. No, he keeps it himself, and he pitches it outside to Freilich, who, is upended. Big collision. You might even heard the crowd out in front of me even going a little with that one. But everybody's up and okay, and it's going to be 3rd down for Grand Rapids. There's a Lukin with the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball is going to be spotted right at the 35-yard line on the far hash. As we see it here from the press box in Grand Rapids. Trees a little bit changing color just across the way on the visitor side as we see it. And going to be now Twins left side for the Thunderhawk. Kinkle's under center. That's U-wing set with the fullback. It's Freilich over the top, and they might have got Rockridge to jump. And with 3rd and 5, that would be a 1st down for Grand Rapids. And it will be Rockridge jumping, and should be enough for that 1st down for the Thunderhawks. We've seen both teams utilize that hard count.
Yeah, Rapids with that motion as well, and now a couple times when they went in motion, Rockridge jumping, and Rapids capitalizing, getting themselves a 1st down here.
It'll be 1st down and 10. Ball is at the 30 of Rockridge. 2 wide to left, 1 to the right. I set Kinkle under center. He's going to pitch it. Near side coming is Thiel. He's trying to find a hole, and he gets up across 25, and a flag comes in late from the backside. And that's usually like in the range of a holding call, and it will be against Grand Rapids. And that'll back them up for the Thunderhawks, leading 14-0, 7:01. We are in your third quarter of play on our YouTube stream. Our third quarter is brought to you by Ray Sport Marine. And we want to thank our sponsors for Grand Rapids on the radio side, helping us out, bringing you this game. Going to be Bender, Super One Foods, 3-Month Sun Photography, Roth RV and Marine, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Mr. Furnace, Dairy Queen, Itasca County Public Health, Arrow Embroidery, and Essentia Health.
Thank you, sponsors, for helping us do this.
Yeah, without our sponsors, we cannot bring you these broadcasts, so if you have an opportunity, go visit them. First and 20 for Grand Rapids from the 40. You got Kickel rolling out to the right side. He's being chased. He's under duress. He throws in. Jesperson is there. Oh, just off of his fingertips going down that right sideline, and he knew it as he threw his hands up in the slight frustration as he had that one. It would have been a big play for a first down, but as it stands, it'll be second down and long for Grand Rapids. But, boy, he got behind that secondary there, Jim, and just about took that one.
Yeah, Neary was trailing him there. I don't know if he maybe got a hand on that ball and deflected it a little bit, threw it off on Jesperson. But, yeah, certainly was an opportunity. Rapids would like to have that one back.
So 2nd and 20 from the Rockridge 40, moving from right to left. One wide to the left. Kinkel's going to hand this. No, it's going to be pitched again, and it's going to be Jesperson who's got to keep his wits about him and jump back onto the football as they fake the inside run and try to run the option left. And, again, that pitch just really wasn't there, and Jesperson jumps on it and keeps it Grand Rapids football at the 45-yard line of Rockridge. It'll now be 3rd and 25 for your Thunderhawks from the Rockridge 45-yard line, but they've picked it up before in these situations, so they'll run 2 wide to the right. Keikel will be under center. They are on the near hash. Freilich goes over the top, and they try to get Rockridge jumping again, and they do.
Once again, that motion and hard count, a combination of the hard count and the motion is throwing that front end of the Rockridge line there off a little bit, and they're jumping.
And that's Allstrand and his coaching staff for Rockridge. Those are the kind of penalties you don't like because he is right over the football, and he is jumping as he's playing really that kind of that nose guard on that defense. So Rockridge wanting to get that cleaned up, but it will be 3rd and 20 from the 40. They hand it inside, and that's Trombley, and he gets up to about the 35, but it'll be 4th down and long for Grand Rapids. But you're kind of in a no-man's land position, too. I mean, you could maybe punt it, get them pinned back deep, or will they elect to go and count on their defense if they don't get it to maintain their excellence and keep Rockridge from capitalizing on a turnover on downs? But it does look like they will go, and it is 4th and 15 for Grand Rapids from the Rockridge 35-yard line. And you're going to see them line up in their traditional wing set. Trombley, the back right behind Kinkel. 2 wide to the right. Freilich goes over the top. They hand it to Freilich, and he's going to try to break free. Boy, he is about just a shoestring or 2 away from getting across and maybe getting that first down. But he does get up to near the 25-yard line. But that will be a turnover on downs, Jim.
Yeah, nice quick hitter there. Freilich just a shoelace away from breaking that and getting that first down. Nice leg tackle there by the Rockridge defender.
So Rockridge will have the turnover on downs, and Grand Rapids has the lead 14-0, 4:56 third quarter, maintaining that lead. But Rockridge just really not going away and has really had that defense keeping them in this. Toman is back in the gun. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to hand this off left side, finding the corner just about, but good tackle. I think that's a steal out there, and good job by him because that could have been a lot bigger run than what it was. And so the Wolverines able to get positive yards on 2nd down, but that Grand Rapids defense holding it in check
That was at number 47. Again, we don't have a name to go with that number, so sorry we can't.
As Tolman
put a
hands
name.
this one off, and this will be him again coming to the right side, and he'll be swarmed up by Thunderhawks. And the Thunderhawks coming over and just making a stick defensively. So many has to the ball. McLeod Carlson, one of those guys, and Jesperson slow to get up, but he gets up and he is back at it. And it will be third down for Rockridge in what is really kind of turned into a defensive battle. 14-0, 3:57 third quarter. Grand Rapids with the lead. Rockridge lines up. They have two wide to the right, and then kind of a tight set left side. Sending three guys in motion. And now they have the heavy set to the right, but it's going to be Toman who's trying to cut off to the left side, but he will be stopped short of the first down, and it'll be fourth down for Rockridge after a short gain. And will they elect to punt, or will they go for it from their own 35-yard line with a 4th and 1? This is a tough call, but it looks like they potentially are sending in some different personnel, but it doesn't look like they're going to punt. They're going to go for it.
Yeah.
It is 4th and 1 from their own 35, trips right, one wide to the left. Tommy might be trying to hard count them.
Opportunity for the Thunderhawks here to.
They don't jump. Tommy keeps clapping his hands, looking, clapping, but they are going to go. He takes it. It's going to be a quick throw and low. He had the receiver turning around open on the curl on the outside, but Toman's low on the pass, and it'll be incomplete. And so Grand Rapids now will take over on downs, and they will have great field position in Rockridge territory. 1st and 10 from the Rockridge 35, 2:46 third quarter, 14-0. Grand Rapids with the lead.
That was Kaz Carlson open on the left flats there, and Toman one-hopped that to Carlson. Unfortunately for Rockridge, they would have had a first down there. Thunderhawks in great field position here.
A little different formation for Grand Rapids is you have the two backs deep kind of split, and then Trombley is the fullback, and then give it to Trombley.
Yeah, almost a wishbone-looking offense there.
Haven't seen that formation in 2 games that I've called outside of this time, and so it'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids after a positive gain on the play. Ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line, so gain of 4, and it will be 2nd and 6 for Grand Rapids, moving right to left, leading 14-0, 2:18 third quarter. As we wind down with Grand Rapids in good field position after the turnover on downs against Rockridge. Now into their traditional set with one wide to the right, one to the left. With that wing set in the backfield, and it's Freilich going over the top, and he's going to have the football as it's handed to him by Kinkle, and it should be enough, I believe, for a first down as he crosses the 25-yard line deeper into Wolverine territory. So first down, Grand Rapids.
And that fake to Trombley on that dive, it's sucking in a lot of attention from the middle of Rockridge's defense there, and able to open up a nice hole there for Freilich.
And I'll tell you what, Jim, they work on those fakes, and you can tell because it fakes me about almost every time that they do it. I don't even know where that's going from our vantage point up here, but Kinkle is under center, one wide to the right. It's going to be Jesperson coming over the top. They do hand this one inside, and it's going across the 20-yard line is Grand Rapids. Good push up front, and that's Trombley again. And, boy, he is a workhorse for this Thunderhawks team.
Trombley with he does a nice job of falling forward. Able to pick up a 5 on that one.
14-0, Grand Rapids leads as we near a minute to go in the third quarter. They'll have it 2nd and 5 from the Rockridge 19-yard line, moving right to left. Under the lights, Friday Night Football on KOZY. Kinkle is under center. He looks over the defense. It's Jesperson over the top. This side, inside to Trombley. No, he's going to take it right side, and they're going to have a flag as they fake me out with Rabbers going to the right. But will this be against Grand Rapids? Or will it be, it is going to, I think this is going to be a hold against Grand Rapids here, Jim.
Yeah, Rabbers getting right around that first down mark. It's unfortunate for the Thunderhawks. This is going to back them up, and instead of a first down, they're going to have a Second and 15.
So 53.3 seconds, third quarter, 14-0.
Well, that's going to be a spot foul. So
Thunderhawks with the lead, and we'll see where they're going to mark this one off as the officials are now going to be right at the 25-yard line. So it'll be a second down.
And 11.
Yes. From the 25, Kinkle under center. He's going to hand this one off to Rappers again, who gets a good burst and gets up to near the 20-yard line. And now we're going to be about under 30 seconds to go on this next snap. 14-0, Grand Rapids leads. We're in your third quarter of play. It'll be third down for the Thunderhawks. The Thunderhawks are huddled up. And are they going to try to just let this one run out? I think they're going to let this one run out as Kinkle's at the sideline, and he's kind of motioning his team to come over. And it appears that they are going to let this one go to the fourth quarter here, Jim. So 14-0, Grand Rapids with the lead, and they are going to take that in to your fourth quarter. Again, on our YouTube stream, our third quarter of play has been brought to you by Ray Sport Marine. And on our radio side of things, we want to thank some of our sponsors there, too, because, boy, we just appreciate our community being so gracious, allowing us to come and bring these broadcasts to you. Lakes Gas, Great Clips, Specialty Construction Services, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, Dale's Auto Body, and Deerwood Bank. But we are going to come back for your fourth quarter of play. It's 14-0 at the end of three. Grand Rapids with the lead and the ball as you're listening to Thunderhawk Football, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our YouTube stream. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you. Ravers.
Just a beautiful evening out here tonight as Grand Rapids prepares to move to this south end. Looking at my weather, I've got 61 degrees. Just a beautiful night for Friday Night Lights. Marcus with everything going on over there.
With our YouTube, our fourth quarter. I'll wait until Super Joe calls us in, then we'll do it all at once. As we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids leads in fourth quarter, 14-0. And they are going to hand this one off Rockridge right there, though, to stop it on third down. So on our YouTube stream, we want to make sure we thank our sponsors, bringing you your fourth quarter of play as we are into your fourth quarter now. Raise Sport and Cycle.
Trombley picking up a couple there. Brings up a long fourth down, 4th and 4. See what the Thunderhawks can dial up here.
Will be fourth down. 4 yards to go from the Rockridge 18, 11:26. In the fourth quarter. Kinkle under center. Moving from left to right in the fourth quarter will be Grand Rapids. Kinkle hands this off. Jefferson, and he's got a hole, and he's up to past the 5-yard line, and he falls forward inside the 5. And so it'll be a first and goal, Grand Rapids.
Jesperson just exploding there. Big hole on the left side. He was just shot through there like a cannon. And Wolverines were lucky to get him down before crossing the goal line.
So 16 yards on that run, and it will be first down and goal for Grand Rapids. Ball just outside the goal line. Official scoreboard here says it's at the 1. Now, can the Wolverines stop it again, or can Grand Rapids get redemption from right here as Jesperson goes over the top? They hand it Trombley inside, and he's going to be in for the score. Touchdown, Thunderhawks, and they are now up 20-0 that's how they're going to kick off the fourth quarter, 10:42 left.
Trombley was denied twice. Going into halftime, he was not denied that time. Trombley powering his way into the end zone. Rapids up now. We're looking at a Toivonen kick.
Waiting the snap. Snap is back. Kick is blocked by Rockridge, and so score will remain 20-0 as we are in your fourth quarter of play, but Grand Rapids up by 3 scores, 10:42 to go in the fourth, and you're listening to Thunderhawk Football on 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our YouTube stream.
Big score there for the Thunderhawks, puts them up 20-0. That's nice deficit.
As we're kind of taking a timeout on our YouTube stream, I do want to thank our timeout sponsor, S&S Meats. They just named the bowl over there at S&S Meats.
What did they name the bowl?
Stanley.
Stanley. All right.
So S&S Meats bringing you timeouts. I know we had some timeouts there at the end of the first half, but really there hasn't been a whole lot of stoppage of play here.
No, it's been a quick game, a lot of action. And if you're a Thunderhawks fan, you're probably feeling pretty good right now with a 20-0 lead.
Marcus Lind, as well as Jim Wimmer back here at Noble Hall Field, as we are thinking on our YouTube stream, S&S Meats, as they bring timeouts. Again, not a whole lot of stoppages in this game, but they bring the timeouts just as we were talking, name the bowl over there, Stanley, I believe. As this is kicked away by Grand Rapids as they do lead 20-0 after the 1-yard run for a touchdown from Trombley. And we are in your fourth quarter of play. Grand Rapids up by 3 scores, and that was a big time touchdown there for Grand Rapids, and now you're going to make it really tough for Rockridge, up 3 scores with a 10:36 here in the fourth.
Yeah, that's going to make it difficult here if you're a Wolverines fan. Thunderhawks feeling pretty good right now. Defense has been playing well. They're pitching a shutout right now, and they're looking to continue that. By the way, that was Owen Racine on the kickoff there. Had a nice kickoff and able to keep the Wolverines from getting only up to the 30-yard line.
Toman will take the snap, moving from right to left. He's rolling over to his right. He's going to throw, and actually that is that Carlson, I believe, was a quarterback? Because that's number 4, so actually that was Carlson rolling right.
All right.
And throwing it.
Is there an issue with Tolman?
But Carlson is in number 4 at quarterback.
Kaz Carlson. Sophomore.
So it's 2nd and 10 from their own 31, moving from right to left. And Carlson takes over at quarterback duties. Trips to the left, 1 wide to the right, 1 back in the backfield for Rockridge. Snap is back. He's looking, rolling near side. Looking downfield, still rolling near side. Pump fakes and throws it. And will it be complete? Incomplete. On the Grand Rapids sideline, Aiden Bird, the intended receiver, number 88. Those 8s for Rockridge on those jerseys are kind of hard to read.
Yeah, they're kind of boxy.
But that will be incomplete.
Carlson with a run and throw there, throwing on the run. That's a tough throw to make.
20-0, Grand Rapids, 10:22, fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 10 for the Wolverines as they are at their own 31-yard line.
Rapids bringing in another defensive back.
Carlson rolling right, looking downfield. He's going to unload one and too far. Leave that one intended for Bird again. And he was running down the far sideline and just let him slightly too far. It's going to be 4th down and 10 from their own 31, and we might see a punt here. And that's something neither one of these teams has really done outside of really early in this game is kick the football away, but Rockridge might have to do so here.
And the Thunderhawks have put pressure on the punter every time, so it'll be interesting here to see if they are able to get pressure on the ball once again.
As they lead 20-0, 10-17, fourth quarter, does Grand Rapids, and it will be a punt. And they do get some pressure, but the kick is up. It's high, and it's going to get a bounce, and Rockridge will down it at roughly between the 42, 43-yard line of Grand Rapids.
Thunderhawks with excellent field position once again.
as they do have excellent field position with a 20-0 lead, 10:07 fourth quarter. This fourth quarter on our YouTube page, on our stream, is brought to you by Rees Sport and Cycle. And we want to thank Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, Rees Sport and Marine, Nooches in the Corner, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, Northern Star Co-op, Grand Rapids State Bank, and Grand Rapids Dental Care for helping bring this game to you this evening. Grand Rapids
with an opportunity here to run some time off the clock and possibly put this thing away.
Jesperson goes over the top. Kinkle has it. It's going to be handed to Jesperson, who is inside fighting for yards, and he will cross the 45-yard line. It'll be second down for Grand Rapids, moving from left to right, leading 20-0 with 9:53 fourth quarter. And Grand Rapids up by 3 scores, as Jim mentioned, wanting to do what you do, run the football, grind the clock, get out of here with a win, and go to 2-1 and send Rockridge to 1-2.
65 Herschel Christensen kind of limping out there.
Kinkle under center. He's got one wide to the right, one to the left. A wing back field. Sends Jesperson over the top. He hands it inside and crossing into Wolverine territory is going to be Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, he's explosive.
He is explosive.
Just boom. Gets that handoff and nice hole there for Thompson. And as you might have heard Sheldon announce, another Thunderhawks first down.
That one echoed through the streets of Grand Rapids. I love it. 20-0, 9 minutes left to go in this ball game. Grand Rapids up, and with the football in Rockridge territory from the Rockridge 42, Kinkle. He's got twins to his left. He sends Freilich over the top. He's going to run it himself. It's an option. Kinkle keeps it. He's still running near side. He's across the 35-yard line.
And we get a flag on the back end.
And it will be a hold against Grand Rapids, and those officials have been calling those holds tonight and making sure they get those. And unfortunately for Grand Rapids, well, for both sides, it's usually been after some bigger plays, but that's, I guess, why they're bigger plays is because those holds are taking place. So
that looked like it was away from the play. It's that was an unfortunate hold, but
that'll back them up. But Grand Rapids up by 3 just kind of gives you an opportunity to keep running that offense, keep chewing some time off of this clock. 8:48 fourth quarter, 20-0 Thunderhawk lead.
Thunderhawks have been in this hole before and have found ways out of it. We'll see if we can do it again here.
It'll be first down. And they'll be back inside their own territory at the 48, first and 20. Kinkle sends Freilich over the top. He's going to be option play again. He's going to pitch. It's going to be to Freilich, who cuts by. He's going to reverse field, and he's going to be across the 50. He might get outside. He cuts inside across the 40. And what a heads-up play by Mr. Freilich, and that is what could have been disastrous. Turns into a great offensive play and back into Rockridge territory across the 40-yard line for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Freilich able to reverse the field there and break contain. He found some room there. Play was flowing right. He was able to take it back to the left. Big gain for Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids now has it 2nd and 7 from the Rockridge 39. Kinkle sets his offense too wide to the right. He sends Freilich in motion. We got somebody jumped. It was either because the defense came way across, but it will be against Rockridge. And that's something that they've kind of been guilty of a few times tonight, just trying to get a jump on that football.
Combination of that hard count and
no, they're actually going to say that's against Grand Rapids.
Oh my gosh, yep.
I thought the initial call was.
Yeah, I thought we saw. No, they're coming back.
Now they're saying so they moved the ball back as it was against Grand Rapids, but it will be against Rockridge. So now we're going to move it up.
Some confusion there with the officials. I thought the initial call was encroachment.
And we do have an update. Aiken 22, G&K 7 in the fourth quarter. And Barnum is looking to hand Deer River their second loss of the season. They're up 29-12 in the fourth. Grand Rapids wanting to defeat Rockridge they're up 20-0, 7.5 minutes, fourth quarter. And Kinkle hands this one off. Jesperson, he's just a horse in there, just powering through people. And he'll have a first down for Grand Rapids.
And Jesperson, he has that, he's got that second gear that once he gets through that initial hole, he just explodes. And next thing you know, he's gone 10 yards.
First and 10 Grand Rapids from just outside the 20-yard line at the 21 of Rockridge. 7:20 on the clock and counting, 20-0, Thunderhawk lead.
Credit to this offensive line for the Thunderhawks. They've been opening some good holes here tonight for these Thunderhawk backs.
So more of a trips formation to the right with more of an eye set for Kinkle, and he'll pitch it right side. And that's going to be Freilich, who's making guys miss and rolls his way down to inside the 15-yard line for the Thunderhawks. 20-0 Grand Rapids as we are nearing your 6.5-minute mark in the ballgame. Rapids
with a good mix of backs here. They got Freilich, who's got some juke to him, and then you've got Stromley, who's got the power, and then Jesperson, who just has that explosion. It's just a really nice backfield.
This game brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine, M&H Convenience Store, and Northland Portables, and Itasca Economic Development Corporation. And it's now 2nd and 2 from the 13 of Rockridge for Grand Rapids. They hand it inside Spawn, who is inside the 10. And it'll be first down for the Thunderhawks from what I can read from the sticks across the field. And Thunderhawks continuing to just grind this one out against Rockridge and potentially put on another score, really seal the deal and put the icing on the cake for the Thunderhawks as we're going to be under 6 minutes to go, fourth quarter, 20-0 Grand Rapids.
And they're doing just what the doctor ordered here. They're running the ball, running the time, running the clock, and just continue to knock out chunks of yardage here with that run game.
Kinkle sets up. 3 to the left. He's going to send Jesperson over the top. He's going to keep its option play. Right side to Freilich, who's going to cross in. He'll be just shy of the goal. And it will now be down to the 1-yard line for Grand Rapids with 5:20 in counting. We'll near the 5-minute mark on this next snap as the ball is kind of spotted right in between the 1 and the 2-yard line.
Freilich stretching out, trying to find that end line. Just coming up a little short, but a couple really nice moves there to pick up a few on that carry.
So 2nd and goal from the 2. Near hash. Moving left to right for Grand Rapids. They line up. Kinkle under center, Jesperson in motion. Kinkle's just going to take it himself right up the middle, and that will be another Thunderhawk touchdown, and they are now up 4 scores as it's 26-0 Grand Rapids, 4:43 fourth quarter.
Kinkle just following that interior of that line, pushing the Wolverines into the end zone and just following those big linemen right into the end zone. Touchdown, Grand Rapids Thunderhawks.
Just grinding and powering their way. I love that type of football, and Grand Rapids doing it so well. And now the PAT will be attempted. Kick is up, and it is good. So Grand Rapids now leads by those 4 scores with 4:43 left to go in the game. 26-0 Grand Rapids, and we will be right back as you're listening to 1320 AM. Actually, it's 27-0 Grand Rapids. 4:43 fourth quarter as you're listening to 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and the YouTube stream. And for those of you joining us on our YouTube stream, we haven't, again, had a whole lot of timeouts, especially here in the second half, but we want to thank our timeout sponsor, S&S Meats, bringing you Thunderhawk football on the YouTube stream and bringing you timeouts this season for those home games.
home of the Bull. What'd you say his name is?
I think Stanley. If I
Stanley.
remember it.
Stanley
If I
the
remember-
Bull?
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and that's a massive-looking chunk of Stanley sitting there. I wouldn't want to mess with Stanley. Tell you what, some of these linemen for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks are looking like Stanley out there pushing these Wolverines around.
As we are back, Super Joe says moo. As I will put that back up on here just for a moment. SNS meets our YouTube stream sponsor for timeouts. Not a whole lot of stoppage in this game. And Rays, as I will get that going for you, Sport and Cycle bringing your fourth quarter on YouTube. And this is kicked off as we are back on the radio side of things, too, on KOZY 1320 AM, 93.1 FM. Super Joe with the moo. As it's 4:39 in the fourth quarter, and we're having a good time because you know what? Grand Rapids is up 27-0 with 4:39 to go in your fourth quarter. We'll have your post-game show coming up after this. I talked to Coach Spawn, asked him, hey, come up and visit with us, but I might have the Wim Dog go do what he does best down there, too, and grab somebody for us as well. We'll have to have a good post game for you here.
Toivonen with a nice kickoff there. She kind of placed that ball where nobody was, and Wolverines able to get up a bit of return up to the 33, but they've got a tough road to go here to try to get back in this one.
As they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 30. Toman's back at your quarterback position after taking that last series off. He's looking downfield. He throws. It's going to be batted down by Grand Rapids. And I believe that might have been Freilich.
Yes, it was.
Potentially getting his hands up in offense and defense. Kids making plays.
Yeah, just a good, nice ball player, Freilich. He's having a great game.
Kind of Coach Spawn said last game against Denville was really kind of his breakout game. And he is not left off the pedal here. 2nd down and 10. Ball is on the 30 for Rockridge. They trail 27-0. Tillman's back to pass. He's got pressure at his face. He gets it complete, but ball is incomplete, I believe, and that is what they will call that. I don't know that he had possession for the Wolverines coming on that kind of quick play. That's locking potentially number 2 for the Wolverines. And that means it will be 3rd down and 10 from the 30 near hash for Rockridge. They trail the Thunderhawks 27-0, 4.5 minutes. Fourth quarter. Too wide to the left, too tight inside and staggered to the left side with those 2 wide to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Tillman's in the gun, claps his hands. High snap. He's able to bring it down. He's got all sorts of pressure in his face, and he's just buried into the turf here in Grand Rapids. And the Thunderhawks fly into the football. Oh, my. Relentless Freilich. I think that's all I need to say. When every time we say his name, it's a huge play for Grand Rapids.
Freilich and friends, I tell you what, they were in his face. Freilich trying to wrestle the ball away from him as they're going to the ground. He just about stripped the ball as well.
Yeah, because it is about as just never one player, especially on that defensive side of the ball, because they are just bringing hats everywhere that football's going.
4th and 25 forces Rockridge to punt.
Rockridge punting. It's a 4th and 25 on their own 15. Kick is away. It's a pretty good punt. Near midfield, it's fielded, and it's dropped but picked back up by Grand Rapids. Across the 40, and good special teams play by Rabers.
Rabers initially losing handle of that ball, was able to pick it back up and get a nice return out of that. About a 18-yard return for Rabers.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids, and they will be marked right about the 31-yard line of Rockridge near hash. And 27-0 is your score. Grand Rapids with the lead, and appearing to be that they could shut out Rockridge, give them their 2nd loss of the season. Grand Rapids will get their 2nd win of the season. We'll have your post-game show coming up for you, and we'll kind of go over some schedules and what that looks like down the line, as well as some recaps of what we saw here in this ball game.
Rapids looking for their 2nd shutout of the season.
Both at home. Home crowd bringing it. 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids, moving left to right. They hand it inside to Spawn, who gets up after a short gain on the play. And Grand Rapids taking their time, and it looks like Kinkle's day is done. And he comes to the sideline, and coming in for Grand Rapids will be Braden McKinney, number 5. And we are going to see all sorts of substitutions. We're going to see a lot of guys playing some football tonight. With 3:04 left in the fourth quarter, Grand Rapids leading 27-0, and they have it 2nd and 7 from the Rockridge 27-yard line.
Freilich coming over the sideline. He's had one heck of a game, both sides of the ball here tonight.
And they hand this one in. No, they pitch it, and it's going to be on the turf, but picked up by Rabers. And now it'll be 3rd down. And if there is something for Grand Rapids offensively, that option play, that pitch, is been causing them a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be working on that next week in practice.
But there's always something, and we do have an official timeout. So we are going to do that official timeout on our YouTube stream, brought to you by S&S Meats. Again, not a lot of stoppage in this game. It's 27-0. Grand Rapids with the lead, 2:32 fourth quarter. We want to thank Bender's, Super One Foods, 3 Month Sun Photography, Roth RV and Marine, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, Grant Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Mr. Furnace, Dairy Queen, Itasca County Public Health, Arrow Embroidery, and Essentia Health for bringing you this ball game. Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you on our first Grand Rapids call together. And it is a 3rd and 7 from the 27-yard line for Grand Rapids, up 27-0. Pitch right side, and Beal's going to be running it near side across the 20-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down, Grand Rapids.
Beal showing some speed on that sweep. Just a nice burst.
I can appreciate that from the Marcus on the field. But there is a flag on the field. And then it appears to be against Grand Rapids. So after the first down run, they are going to mark this one back, unfortunately. But 2.5 minutes left of the ball game, 27-0. Grand Rapids with the lead. McKinney at quarterback now for the Thunderhawks.
I assume that was a holding call.
And they move it back.
I did not see the signal from the official.
So it will now be 3rd down and
Rockridge taking a timeout. Like.
So we're going to take a quick timeout on the radio side of things as you're listening to 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, and KOZYRadio.com. Quick 30-second timeout on the radio, and S&S Meats bringing you timeouts on our YouTube. 27-0. Grand Rapids with the lead. 2:27 left.
Thunderhawks offense huddled up here at midfield. Some of the underclassmen getting an opportunity to play. That's always sweet when you're one of the underclassmen. Get in the game, get some varsity time.
We are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM. Super Joe back in studio. Marcus and Jim Wimmer with you. So 27-0 ball game, 2:27. Fourth quarter, Grand Rapids with the lead and the football. Coming back after the holding call, it's going to be 3rd and 20 from the 40-yard line of Rockridge. Kinney under center. And we're getting some new guys into the mix for the Thunderhawks late in this game, and they will do the option play. McKinney's going to run. He's going to pitch it late. It's going to be fumbled forward as the pitch was not handled. Rockridge says they have it, but it was out of bounds as the officials are ruling. And that will remain Grand Rapids football, but 4th down, I believe.
Rockridge did fall on that ball, but not before it went out of bounds.
And so we'll line up just outside the 30-yard line of Rockridge on the near side hash, moving from left to right. 2:20, fourth quarter, 27-0 Grand Rapids. 4th down for the Thunderhawks. McKinney comes in from the sidelines with the play call, huddles his team. Be 4th and 10. McKinney lines up. He's got traditional formation, 1 wide right, 1 left, wing set. Those 3 backs, sends man in motion over the top, and it's going to be on the turf and recovered by Austin Prebeck. And that will be a turnover on downs for Grand Rapids. And, you know, with those younger guys in, you're going to see some of that.
Yep. Once again, it was that pitch out. McKinney's pitch to Prebeck a little bit high. Prebeck was able to fall on it, but as we talked earlier, it's going to be something they're going to probably work on this next week in practice. Will be that pitch out, and
if you're in the third week of the season, there's always some things that you can improve on. But hey, if you're going to get a shutout win here, 27-0, although Rockridge does have the football 1st and 10 now on their own 38, and we will have a timeout on the field, Grand Rapids. And you can always appreciate that. I always do with coaching staffs. Even late in the game, they always coaching, getting these players a lot of reps because as we'll kind of bring up the schedule for Grand Rapids as they are going to go play a Hermantown team in Hermantown. And I believe I was looking today, Hermantown so far is undefeated on the season at 2-0. We'll see what happens tonight and get that to you, but they very well could be going in to face a tough Hermantown team who is undefeated at their house. So if you're Grand Rapids, you want to make sure that you are ready to rock and roll come next week.
Always a good rivalry with the Thunderhawks versus the Hawks. So something to look forward to. I'll be listening in on that call, Marcus.
As our timeout on our YouTube stream, brought to you by S&S Meats. And Ray Sport and Cycle bringing you 4th quarter. And now it is 1st and 10 from the 38. Toman is in. He's going to launch it deep right side. It's caught in bounds. No, out of bounds. Incomplete for Rockridge. And just getting too far on the boundary. And that will lead to a 2nd down. But it stops the clock with 2:08 in the 4th quarter, 27-0. And this crew from Rockridge, they're showing no quit. They are going to keep it going and slinging it as long as there is time on this clock. Trying to avoid the shutout, I think, if they can, too. Maybe try to get some points on the board.
Thunderhawks cycling in fresh players on this play.
Trips left for Rockridge, 1 wide right. So keeping those starters in for the Wolverines. Toman's your quarterback.
Rapids running a...
They give it to Herberg, and he's trying to cut near side, crosses the 40, and stumbles his way up to near the 45-yard line, his own 45. 27-0, 156 and counting. 4th quarter. Now, barring, obviously, a miracle, Grand Rapids will walk away with this win and trying to preserve this shutout. Toman claps his hands. He's looking right. He throws it quickly. It's going to be completed. Right side Bird, and he will cross midfield and be tackled by some Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Is that, I believe, number 33, Jesperson, in there. Still making plays. And he's going to be quite the player as he continues to develop his game. 1st and 10. For Rockridge, Toman's back to pass. He's looking, he wants it all. He's going deep down the right side. Caught in stride, touchdown, Rockridge. And that is a big-time play, 52 yards for the score.
Like number...
As Rockridge takes it down that right side in stride. And then number 2, Locken. And that will be now 27-6, 123 in the 4th quarter, and Rockridge avoids the shutout.
Yeah, Locken able to get behind the defense there and able to corral that in and take it in for the long reception and score.
And they will line up for 2. Toman Gets the high snap. He's looking. He's got pressure in his face. Throws it towards the back of the end zone. It'll be incomplete. And so the score will remain 27-6. Rockridge avoids the shutout in Grand Rapids, but Grand Rapids still with the commanding lead with 1:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. And we'll take a timeout as we get ready to potentially wrap this game up for a Grand Rapids win. As you're listening to 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZUIRadio.com, and our YouTube stream.
Grand Rapids with some fresh players in on defense there. We're unable to pitch the shutout here. But always a learning experience for those that were on the field. You'll watch the film and see what happened there. Rockridge going to go for the onside kick.
Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. We'll see if Rockridge does this onside. They do the onside kick. It bounces, and it will be recovered by Grand Rapids. But no quit by this Rockridge team after the big-time pass play from Toman to Locking. I believe 52 yards for the score. And avoiding the shutout, 27-6 Grand Rapids with 1:22 in the fourth quarter of play on our YouTube stream and on the radio. We've been doing some multitasking here today, Jim.
Well, especially you. You're a busy guy over there.
I missed that last pass play on the YouTube feed for anybody, but if you're a Grand Rapids fan, that's probably didn't want to see that one anyways.
That was number 87, Joey Seeley, covering up that onside kick and securing that ball for the Thunderhawks.
So Grand Rapids, again, getting a lot of guys in, making some plays. McKinney's going to hand this one off inside and still running. It's going to be number 21 for Grand Rapids. We have called Thompson's name a few times tonight.
Thompson, nice looking running back. He's got some explosiveness.
And for any of you Rockridge folks watching us on our YouTube stream, I apologize for missing that touchdown. But 27-6, we are under a minute to play in this game. Grand Rapids will line up 2nd and 5 from the 47-yard line of Rockridge. McKinney will get under center. He will look over the defense. He'll set his offense. And sends motion over the top. Hands it inside Thompson again, who will have enough, I believe, for a first down, and does. And that'll stop the clock just briefly as they set the ball on the first down. It's 31.4 seconds. 27-6. Grand Rapids with the lead. The student section still in full force, clapping their hands, making some noise for their Thunderhawks. As it's going to be 1st and 10. Clock starts, and they are lined up at the 41-yard line of Rockridge, and they are just going to bring the team over, and they're going to let this one drain out. And Grand Rapids is going to walk away with a win. 2nd win at home. And that will be your final. 27-6. Grand Rapids defeats Rockridge. And we will have your postgame for you next as you're listening to Thunderhawks football. 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZUIRadio.com, and the YouTube stream.
You interested in trying to get someone up here?
Yeah, I would love to. As in our post-game show on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank.
Couple of finals here. Super Joe, thank you.
We'll try to get either Coach Spahn or one of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks players up here for our post-game show. I know they're just going through their handshakes right now on the field, and they'll huddle up and have a slight team meeting. And tell you what, if anybody is good at getting interviews, it is the Wim Dog, Jim Wimmer. He gets them. He gets them. But we'll cover some post-game scoring and kind of recap what we saw.
Great effort here by the Thunderhawks tonight.
And go from there. Great effort, great effort. A lot of guys getting to play, and appreciate Super Joe back in studio on the radio side of things. Keeping us rocking and rolling. And Super Joe, you don't have to ask me. You just do what you need to do. Back in studio at our studios in Grand Rapids. Because in the radio business, there is not many who are better at running a board back in studio and flowing with the craziness that is a Marcus Lynn Jim Wimmer broadcast than Super Joe. And sometimes the things Joe says we won't say on the air, but that one's not bad. Again, we appreciate all the folks here in the press box. It's Grand Rapids as well, and Noble Hall Field. Into the legend Sheldon Willis. I mean, he's done so many radio broadcasts for us, and boy, he does a good job on that PA.
He did a great job here tonight. He's got that raspy voice and brings that excitement.
And we're just about live on our radio side of things, so we'll be ready to go. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Your final score, Grand Rapids Thunderhawks defeat Rockridge by a score of 27-6, as the Thunderhawks are actually huddled up on the left side of the field in the end zone that says Grand. As Coach Spahn is, boy, they are fired up. You can hear him yelling out there. Military Appreciation Night tonight here in Grand Rapids as well. Again, final score 27-6. And on our YouTube stream, we want to let you know that our post game is brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank, and we might get an interview up here. I was talking to Coach Spahn, and I know I got my man Jim Wimmer with me. We'll get to one. But Jim, what did you have kind of for some scoring for us today in this ball game?
Yeah, we have Grand Rapids putting up 4 touchdowns here tonight. First quarter was a Kinkle to Trombley catch and run. Trombley with showing some great speed and power, taking that one into the end zone. Followed that up by a Toivonen kick. Grand Rapids up 7-0. And then in the second quarter, Kinkle with the TD run. One of them fake dive Kinkle keepers, and following Trombley right into the end zone. Toivonen with her second extra point of the night. Grand Rapids up 14-0 at halftime. We had a scoreless third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, Grand Rapids putting a couple more back on the board. Once again, it's Trombley with the short dive play, and unfortunately, kick was blocked. Grand Rapids up 20-0. And then later in the fourth quarter, it was Kinkle again with the dive play. Kinkle on about a 4-yarder was able to follow that big line into the end zone. Offensive line for the Thunderhawks having a great game here tonight. And Riley Toivonen with their third extra point of the night. Grand Rapids up 27-0. And then Rockridge with a late scoring pass from Tolman to number 2.
And that is Locken, I believe.
Locken. Tolman to Locken on the long about a 40-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion was no good. Final score, Grand Rapids Thunderhawks 27 and the Rockridge Wolverines 6.
as the team for Grand Rapids is out and kind of had broken off, and as you might see if you come to the games, into some different sections after the big team meeting, and I know the students and the parents are waiting on the track right now. Again, your final score 27-6, and something that we saw really a defensive battle in this game. It was 14-0 at halftime. Rockridge stuffed a first and goal and a second and goal from the 1 for Grand Rapids and really got some momentum. Thought at times they were going to take it in, but Grand Rapids coming up big. They got some turnovers. They had Sam Dick got a big interception in there. We saw a lot of great players doing a lot of great things, distributing, as I was saying, distributing the football all over the place offensively and defensively, just playing kind of lights out, and we're really just fantastic on all phases of the football game today, and I think that's why the Thunderhawks are going to win by 27-6. It was just kind of an all-around effort. But we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to see if we can't get one of the guys up here or one of the coaching staff, and we'll have a quick interview for you as well. As you're listening to 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our YouTube stream. Post game on our YouTube stream brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Marcus Lind with you as Jim Wimmer is looking to grab one of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks players or coaches and have a post game interview after the 27-6 win by Grand Rapids. We'll bring that to you, so thank you for sticking with us through our post game. Again, brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. We are in your post game on YouTube, brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Waiting our cues from Super Joe, and we are working on getting our post game interview for you. Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids as the Thunderhawks have defeated Rock Ridge tonight in football 27-6. And if you're joining us on our YouTube stream, our postgame is brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. And while I have a moment, let's thank some of our sponsors for bringing you Grand Rapids football all season long. Essentia Health, Air Embroidery, Itasca County Public Health, Dairy Queen Lakes Gas, Great Clips Specialty Construction Services, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, Dale's Auto Body, Deerwood Bank, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, and so many more that we will thank throughout the season. Again, 27-6 is your final score. Grand Rapids with the lead. They go to 2-1 on the season. And the folks here in Grand Rapids are still celebrating out on the field. The students are here. Players are still out there, coaching staff. My color commentator, Jim Wimmer, the Wim Dog, down on trying to grab a quick interview for us, bring them up to the press box and see if we can't get you a post-game interview for those of you heading home in Grand Rapids or Rockridge or wherever you might be. And coming up after the game with Ryan Phelps, statewide scores, highlights, interviews, trivia, and more. And we always have a good time on Friday nights doing high school football across Rapids Radio. Grand Rapids, your winners tonight over Rockridge, 27-6 on KOZY. Deer River, your home on 96.9 KMFY for the Warriors. And for the GNK Titans, J105, 105.5 on your radio dial. David Moody, your Deer River commentator. Tom Downing for GNK. I'm Marcus Lind. Joined at home games by Mr. Jim Wimmer, who is working his way back up to the press box. Legendary Sheldon Willis doing PA for us here in Grand Rapids. We'll be on the road next week. We're going to Hermantown. Now, our away games will be radio only. And so keep up to date with our schedules and scores and everything like that by going to KOZYradio.com. But we will head to Hermantown next Friday night. Super Joe back in studio. As always, I appreciate that I am so very blessed to have Super Joe as my commentator. A defensive battle. As we're going to get our post-game interview going for you here very shortly once we get the headsets locked in and ready to rock. We're going to be joined by quarterback for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, Devin Kinkle. How you doing, sir?
Good, really good after that win.
Fantastic. 27-6 final score over Rockridge. It was kind of a back-and-forth battle early, 14-0 at half. What did you kind of see through that first half of play?
I mean, we were rolling right away, but then we just kind of got stuffed a little bit. Right at before the end of the half, we got stuffed at the goal line. Really angry about that one, but you got to bounce back in the second half, and we did.
And I think you just worded it best. You bounced back in the second half. So what was kind of the message at halftime that kind of gave you the momentum to come out in the second half like you did?
I mean, the message was be physical. That was the message all week. Just be physical with these guys, and we'll come out with the win.
And you guys do come out with the win, 27-6. You know, we talk a lot about the offense, but it seemed like it was kind of a defensive battle. What can you guys say about the defense for you guys tonight?
I mean, we prepared all week for them. We saw, I mean, they got that new coach with the new offense. So it was a little bit new for us seeing them with a new offense. So we just tried to prepare for that as best we could.
You know, Devin, and as we watched your play tonight, it just really felt like your decision-making was there. You were seeing a lot of things on the field. You were kind of reading their defense pretty well. What kind of allowed you to do that tonight?
I mean, we used to watch the film. We were looking at their defense before the game, but they switched it up quite a bit. I mean, got to give credit to the big boys up front, though. They're blocking for me, paving the way. That's all that really matters.
So, of course, here at home, you are 2-0. You're 2-1 on the season. A couple of big wins. Again, 27-6 over Rockridge. You head to Hermantown this coming week. What are you kind of looking for this coming Friday?
I mean, same thing. Just be physical. You know, we just got to be physical with them and, you know, hopefully we prepare for them really good and just come out with a win.
Come out with a win, as we'll be with you on that one. Well, we appreciate you. Again, quarterback for Grand Rapids, Devin Kinkle, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back, and we'll wrap up your postgame show as you're listed 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYradio.com.
Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. Thank you. 2 touchdowns. Nice job. You too.
Thank you, Joe. We'll wrap things up here on the radio side here very shortly. You can kind of, wherever you're at with our sponsorships, Joe, you bring us back whenever. And, again, this post-game show on our YouTube page brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Perfect Super Joe. And we appreciate y'all joining us not only on YouTube but on KOZY.
KOZY. I can't say it as cool as Super Joe does.
And we are back to wrap things up from Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids as your Thunderhawks get the win over Rockridge 27-6. We appreciate you joining us on our YouTube page, too, with our postgame brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. We just got done talking with quarterback for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, Devin Kinkle, and you could just tell the culture because it's very similar of when I talked to Coach Spahn. It is very precise. It is a team effort. We're going to play physical. We do the fundamental things right, and we'll win football games, and that's all it is. They're not thinking too far ahead. They are just locked into what they are doing and what they can do. And when you do that, this is what happens. You get big wins. Again, 2-1 on the season, but again, you lost to Denfeld just barely by that score last week. And as you say, you're looking towards Hermantown. It doesn't matter who the team is. They're just locked in, this team is. And a big credit to Coach Spahn, but these players, they've all bought into this system, and it's working.
Yeah, and, they came out early in this game, and they were physical. They were showing their physicality, and they were dominating in the trenches, both sides of the ball. They got stuffed at the goal line just before half. It would have been easy to take that into the second half. But as Mr. Kinkle talked about, they went back in the shed there and regrouped, and Coach Spahn reinserted the physicality message. It's like, go out and be physical. We can be more physical than they can, and they came back out in the second half and they did that. Now they didn't put any points on the board in the third quarter, but the fourth quarter was all Thunderhawks. That late touchdown by Rockridge really didn't tell anything. Thunderhawks dominated this game here tonight.
They did. They won the battles up front, and it just is so telling, this team. And I love that because, to me, that's what this game is all about. That's what football is all about, is you got to be more physical than the guy across from you, especially when you're going to play an offense like Grand Rapids does when you're running the football and giving it to so many guys. Kinkle, as we just talked to him, and they're not even concerned about it. Guy had 2 touchdowns tonight, and it's all about the team. It's all about what we're doing. It's not about the individual. It's about the team here at Grand Rapids, and they distribute all over the place. I mean, Kinkle, Rabers, Thiel, Trombley, Freilich, McLeod Carlson, Thompson. You can keep going down the line. Everybody's playing, but as he says, you credit the big guys up front because it's all about being physical and win those battles.
So good to hear him say that. He made sure that he talked about his line. We saw it on that last touchdown dive. He just followed those horses into the end zone 4 yards. They just pushed Rockridge right into the end zone, and they came back and they showed they were the more physical team.
They were the more physical team, and they are the winning team tonight. Grand Rapids goes 2-1 on the season. They win by a score of 27-6 over Rockridge. Again, we appreciate you joining us on our radio broadcast, KOZY, and our YouTube broadcast on our Grand Rapids Radio YouTube. I haven't quite figured that one all out yet. This is new to us a little bit, Jim, the video during football. We do it during hockey, and we will continue to do so. Post-game brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank on the YouTube. But we will just do the radio side of things next week, as I will be heading to Hermantown to do that game with Grand Rapids. And like you said, their message was simple. We're going to play more physical. They're going to look to get a win next week, and we'll bring that to you right here on KOZY. Super Joe back in studio. We're going to have your post-game football going for you here not too much longer, as we are going to get back into studio with Joe, and we are going to have Ryan Phelps coming up with the statewide scores, highlights, interviews, trivia, and more. Stay tuned for our Monday Sportscast. We'll recap this game as well as Deer River and GNK, and we'll have scores from across the Northland for you. Again, final score from Grand Rapids, Noble Hall Field, for Jim Wimmer, Super Joe back in studio, I'm Marcus Lind, 27-6. Thunderhawks get the win over Rockridge. And you've been listening to Thunderhawk Football, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, KOZYRadio.com, and our YouTube stream. Have a good night, everyone.
Nice job.
Thank you, Jim.